You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane, it's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it, I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. Coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
Stewart here. It's not late nights, but we're doing a transfer roundup over here on THFCRants. My name is Will Stewart, and welcome to the show. International window is now closed. The transfer window is now closed. And all of that good stuff. How are you folks doing out there in the comments today? Alexander Hilton says steak. I got no idea what that means. Everybody keeps doing it. Dietrich Kane in with the Canada garbage. Will, I can't find McKinney and Des inside Buchanan and David's pockets. I don't think McKinney got turned inside out. But hey, never answered my DMs. I haven't seen your DMs, dude. I was out of town. If they're on WhatsApp, I missed them. Dietrich Crane, to be frank, Conrad was way better. Canada, what? Canada was a way better team than the U.S. On the day. I don't know about that. We dominated them possession-wise, passing-wise, shooting-wise. All things wise. Smash and grab. 2 mistakes, 2 goals. Good job. Beat an American B team. Congratulations. And player by player, no, but coach, yes, your coach is probably better. I would take your coach. I'm not a big fan of Berhalter anyway, but let's bring in the man himself. You guys know him. You love him. Sometimes he'll talk to you. Sometimes he'll talk at you. Mr. K.
Oh my days. Thanks for that lovely introduction. Oh, that music. That's just for me?
That's just for you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's got your name on it. Like, I got a little thing here. See, it's...
Oh my days.
Mr. K. So it's right on there. If I
oh
can
my
get
days. You wrote the names
it.
down as well. Even better.
Mr. K.
Oh, wow.
It's right there. So everybody's got their own little song.
So how are you? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Recovering. Letting the beard grow a little bit more.
More? It's already there. I mean, I guess I look a little fuzzy too. I haven't trimmed in a while.
Yeah. I think I'll need to trim.
Looking like a fuzzy bear. But just had my lunch, so I'm still getting my grooves in around me. But
you know, I think some of the viewing audience thought when you said Mr. K, they're talking about Mr. Kulavesky.
Who's Mr. Oh, that guy?
Kulavesky. So I can get this thing a bit more. I don't know. I'll just move out of the way. There he is. There's that lovely fella.
I got him up here. For some reason, when I went to go click on to upload the thingamajigger, it wasn't here. But let me see. Let me see if I can pull that art up. It should be right there. It starts with a T. It's not there. Where did it go? That's a good question. Where did it go? Where did it go?
Apparently, this young man scored a lovely goal the other day.
Yeah, I found it to upload it to the stream, but it's not in the exact same folder that I... Oh, there it is. I found it. No, that's not it. That was from the summer. I don't know, it disappeared. Unless there's like, I have another THFC rants folder that I save things to. All of my artwork, like, you know, like these things, like I have a folder on my computer where I save all that stuff. Why does my face look really red?
I mean, you look a bit more butch today.
Something's going on with my my colors here. Something.
I gave up that type of looking a long time ago. I've gone.
Yeah, but like what's weird is like, so. Oh, that's not on, but so the different cameras that I have over here, it looks different than it looks there. So I don't know what's going on with that, but let me check my lights here. Check my lights.
The viewers out there, if you think it looks fine, just put a thumbs up.
Oh, I'm sure it looks fine, but you know me, I'm a little particular. about things, and it's a little too blown out there. It looks a little bit better. Anyway, I'm looking red today. I don't know why. It's gonna bother me all day.
It's just one side of your face that looks red. The rest of it looks fine.
Yeah, but like, see, when I look back here too, it's like, boom, now I'm like pink or something. Like I look like a mouse. But maybe it's this new back thing or something. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. Back into the comments. Cody says, get him, Dietrich. Cody thinks that the Gold Cup is a tin cup competition. So I guess, number one Confederation tournaments are tin cup. I wonder how the Asia Cup people feel. Is there top cup tin cup as well?
Now you have to apologize to the whole of Asia.
Yeah. AFCON, they say AFCON is a bigger competition than the Gold Cup. I don't know by what metric that is. The top 4 people in CONCACAF have a higher ranking than the FIFA ranking than the people in AFCON. Higher viewership, higher attendance. So for what reason is AFCON a bigger tournament than the Gold Cup? That the Gold Cup is tin cup and the AFCON is an actual trophy.
No.
I think the AFCON. I think the AFCON is a trophy. I think it's a top for all of the countries in Africa. If they win the AFCON, that's a big thing, right? They feel pride for their country. Apparently, for Canada, if you win the Gold Cup, it doesn't mean anything. Maybe it's because you've only won it once. Maybe that's why.
Speaking as a Spurs fan, any cup will do.
No, apparently the Gold Cup is equal to the Audi Cup, according to Cody Mack on Twitter. So smells like football elitism to me, Mr. K.
Oh, luckily I'm in London right now. All I can smell is Boris.
But apparently, if you're not Copa America or Euro, your Confederation Cup doesn't mean anything. So, yeah.
So the window's over. 31 days.
FIFA ranking is crooked when you're not in the top 10. Exactly. Allergic reaction that to having humiliation of what? You guys beat a American B team in a qualifying match. Congratulations. Win a trophy, then come back and talk to me. Qualify for a World Cup, which it looks like you're going to do this year. Good job. Make it outside of the group stages. Make it in the Sweet 16. Make a semifinal and then come talk to me. World Cup semifinal. You know the United States is the only team in CONCACAF to ever make a semifinal of a World Cup.
I'm surprised that Cody or Dietrich is not here.
They are here.
I thought they would be actually coming onto the panel.
Oh, I haven't sent out the link.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I haven't sent out the link.
I thought this would have been the ideal opportunity for them finally to come on the screen and
we're going to throw the link out there in a little bit. Let's see. No, I'm not blushing because my color over here is perfectly fine. There's something going on with my lighting and or this monitor. Here, let me move.
No, it's not just your monitor. We can see it too. We can see the blushing.
No, it's not. Okay, so I switched monitors. It's actually not red in this monitor. It's the same in my other monitors. It just looks a little dark. Not so much red, but just dark. Yeah, see, that's my skin color. It's my normal skin color. But so I guess it's just this monitor. I just need to not put stuff over there.
So is this like Canada's like Iceland moment where they beat England?
Yeah. Okay. Which is fine. We've lost to Canada before. It's not like it's the first time we've ever lost to Canada.
I think we only lost against Iceland the one time.
No, we've lost to Canada a couple times. I think the last time we lost them was in 2019. And we've drawn against them twice in this qualifying round. Look, Canada's got a decent team. They do seem that their coach has like, so they have this squad and they're lucky. You can call it lucky or you can call it unlucky or whatever, but like their player pool is very small, right? So to their camps, they're bringing in everyone. So the only guys who may or may not show up are Jonathan David, and Alphonso Davies, because they actually play in Europe and have, you know, other commitments. So sometimes they get injured, sometimes they come, sometimes they don't come. With the U.S. men's national team, we have like 35 players playing in Europe now. And so we always have guys coming in and out of our camp, right? So we haven't had the same squad. And that's very frustrating as a U.S. men's national team fan. It's like, you know, Pulisic doesn't come to camp because Berhalter wants him to get minutes with Chelsea, or Reina doesn't come to camp. Timothy Weah doesn't come to camp. Adams doesn't come to camp. You know, we have all of our top players. It's like 5 of the team that Canada beat the other night 2-0. Only 5 of our starting 11 would be starters in the World Cup. The rest were newer, lower, below average guys. So the only person I think they were missing was Alphonso Davies. Correct me if I'm wrong. Canadians in the back. I just don't know. It pisses me off when people say the Gold Cup isn't a real trophy.
But you know, he's one of the best players, though, Alfonso.
Yeah, and Giovanni Reina is one of our best players. So is Timothy Weah.
Do you think they played better because he wasn't playing as an overall effective team?
Alphonso Davies hasn't played in a lot of Canadian matches. I mean, even in some of the ones where we've drawn or lost, he has been there. Do I think that? No, they're definitely a better side with him in the team. But the match in Canada the other night was a smash and grab, right? We had like 65% possession, almost doubled them in the amount of shots that they had. Yeah, they had 2 really good chances, but that was because it was, you know, the first goal in the 7th minute or whatever was a keeper error, and then I missed the goal in the 90-minute, 5th minute one, so I don't know what that was, but nowhere near the same level as AFCON. So people say, I'm gonna say, how, by what metric? Tell me the metric. Tell me the metric that makes AFCON a higher level tournament than Gold Cup. Just your feelings? I don't care about your feelings. I don't understand why is it okay to talk bad about CONCACAF? Why is that okay?
I can't even find the results on the BBC for this match.
For which one?
Canada, America.
Oh yeah, you just get USMNT versus Canada. I'll
The
Google
BBC
and just hit enter. 2-0.
Yeah, that's in Google, but I thought I'll have a look at the BBC.
Stats: 64% possession to the US, almost double the amount of passes, almost double the amount of shots, double 4 times the amount of corners. So it's not like they beat us. I mean, they beat us because our back line, who I think 1 out of the 3 was a star, or maybe 2 out of the 3 was a starter, and second string keeper. Metric equals football. I don't know what that means, Harry Phillips. You're saying AFCON is bigger than CONCACAF. I'm saying CONCACAF is bigger than, or the Gold Cup is bigger than AFCON. By what metric am I wrong? Just because you say I am? Well, I say you're wrong. So we're equal. We're both wrong. Congratulations. Okay. All 100% of America's teams play for top clubs, European clubs. And no, that's not true, Barnabas. 50% of AFCON players don't play for top European clubs. You have 2 or 3 for each team, maybe. Right? The United States has 11 players playing in the top 5 leagues of European football. So our entire squad, our entire first 11 plays in Europe. Top European clubs. Who? Show me 50%. Show it to me. Huh? 16 teams in the AFCON tournament. 20 players per team. You're telling me that they're that 50% play in the top 5 European leagues. They don't. Yep, starting week in and week out for clubs like Juventus. Yep, definitely warming the bench. No, I just don't understand why it's okay. Why is it okay to look down on the Gold Cup? There you go. 24 teams in AFCON. Why is it okay to diminish Mexico and the United States? FIFA ranking number 11 and number 14. CONCACAF has more top 20 teams in it than AFCON does. So tell me why that's okay. Why is it okay to shame CONCACAF? Exactly. Egypt has 1. That's it. 1 player. Senegal has maybe 5 or 6. The United States has 11. More than that, if you talk about teams at bottom half of the table in Europe, playing in top 5 leagues. Tyler Adams plays for RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. Top half table, top 5 league. Do you want me to go through the list? It's kind of embarrassing to Canadians. It's a long ass list. Just saying, there's no need to diminish Mexico and the United States. No reason for it. No reason for it at all. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Algeria, what? 90% of the teams no one knows. You don't know RB Leipzig. You don't know Wolfsburg. You don't know Chelsea. You don't know Juventus. You don't know Barcelona. You don't know West Brom. You don't know Norwich. You don't know PSV. You don't know Valencia. Club Brugge, Young Boys, Fulham, Borussia Dortmund, Hoffenheim, Rangers, Norwich City, Manchester City. You don't know those teams, Harry? You don't watch football then, my friend. Just saying. Like, people just don't know. You just don't know. Don't talk about what you don't know. If you don't know CONCACAF, that's fine, right? That's fine. Got no problems with it. But don't disrespect it, right? Put some respect on CONCACAF's name. 2 players in the top 20 in world football, right? 4 teams in the top 50. Thank you, Canada, for helping us out with that finally. Right? I'm just saying. Right? Just saying. Just saying. Couldn't take more than 1 point from us, yeah, because all of those players weren't playing. That's why. There's only 5 of those people playing. Second string goalkeeper, second string left back, second string center backs, second string right winger, second string midfielders. Come on, man. Come on. Those guys are playing at clubs like, Venezia and Bovista and MLS clubs and stuff like that, right? And we have teams playing in people playing in Valencia, Louisburg, top teams, Bundesliga, Championship, which is a top 10 league in the world. A lot of people in the Premier League. Well, not a lot, but 2 or 3. A lot of people in Bundesliga. A lot of people in Serie A. People playing in Premier La Liga, all over the place. Put some respect. Davies would walk in and be the U.S.'s best player ever. He would definitely be. We have no left back. He's definitely not the U.S.'s best player ever. Not true.
Who did they make the captain for the game? For the U.S.
Last night?
Was it Young Pulisic?
Or the
just last night.
Pulisic probably. He started.
Apparently, the manager was saying that he couldn't fault the team for the effort that they put in. They were a bit unlucky.
The U.S. wasn't really unlucky, and Canada wasn't really lucky. We gave them the goals, but
a bit like Spurs, right? Against Chelsea, gave them the goals.
Can you bring the standings in CONCACAF qualifying? Yeah, we're second right now.
Who's number one?
MLS. The MLS used to be pants. It's not so much anymore. Top 14 leagues in the world, man. MLS is growing. That's why you see a lot more players going for big fees out of MLS. You had the striker for the U.S. men's national team, 19-year-old, go to Germany for 20 million euro, and a lot of big players. Christian Pulisic is probably one of the biggest transfer fees out of North America ever. Sold for over, I think it was 75 million euro or something like that, 60 million pounds, something like that. That's Chelsea. Weston McKennie is probably the best player for the U.S. men's national team right now, on form. Pulisic, I've never been a huge fan of Pulisic anyway. Yeah, you can mock Christian Pulisic all you want. I've never been a fan of his. So that's not gonna hurt my feelings. And it's definitely not a retirement league. You guys don't know football very well. You guys are like in your Premier League box, and you think that's world football.
I think what it is that if you went back 5 years, then that was the assumption. You know, people like Ibrahimovic was going down. I think it was the last big sort of famous person to go to the MLS in a big way. So I think it is perceived in Europe to be a sort of retirement sort of place for top athletes to go to, other than China. You know,
yeah, but we don't even take that many teams anymore.
I think definitely you guys have matured as a footballing nation.
Yeah, but we're better. These three teams right here, these four teams, U.S., Mexico, Canada, Costa Rica, would beat most of those teams that he just listed right there easily all day. It's not even close, guys. It's not even close. Right? Senegal would give us a run for our money. Nigeria, maybe. Those two teams would give us a good competitive match. But U.S., Mexico, Canada, Costa Rica all goes to quarterfinals or higher in the AFCON. Easy. And Mexico and the United States would be favorites for finalists. And so for anybody to say that it's not, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, you just don't. Show me evidence. If I'm wrong, show me how I'm wrong.
I don't believe Canada can be like, I think at least maybe one of the teams on the right-hand side could easily switch places with Canada.
Do what now?
I think maybe even Egypt, Ivory Coast, Senegal, they could swap over with Canada on that side of the list.
He's saying
Canada beat you guys, which
he's saying they're equal to. So what he's saying is he's saying they're equal to, not greater than.
2,
right?
3, 4, 5, 6 teams versus 4.
He's saying they're at a similar level, but in fact, a lot of those teams in that top 6 shouldn't be.
No, I don't think Mexico or Costa Rica.
In fact, the third place person out of AFCON or CONCACAF has to play the third place, or the fourth place person out of CONCACAF has to play the fourth place person out of AFCON for that fourth spot in the tournament, in the World Cup. But if you guys have evidence that CONCACAF is just a garbage confederation that's tin cup, please post it. Please post it. It's not our fault we don't have as many countries in our. It's not our fault that the entire of North America is comprised of 2 countries, pretty much, right? Like, that's not our fault. Canada, the United States makes up 98% of the landmass in North America, right? So,
what about Quebec?
Pretty dang close. Quebec that's Canada. It's the same country.
Okay, different language.
No, I didn't say the Gold Cup is as big as the Euros. Now you're just a liar. I said it is CONCACAF's equivalent to the Euros, right? A confederation has its tournament. That's what it has. UEFA has the European Championship, right? CONMEBOL has Copa America. The AFCN or whatever has the AFCON. AFS has the AFCON. Asia has the Asia Cup. That's what it is. Each confederation has their champions tournament, and the Gold Cup is CONCACAF's champions tournament. It is the biggest cup trophy in CONCACAF. It's not. We can't play in the Euros because we're not in Europe. We can't play in AFCON because we're not in AFCON. We can't play in CONMEBOL because we're not in CONMEBOL, right? And why do you think CONMEBOL actually invites players from outside their confederation to play in that tournament every year, and they never invite Mexico or the U.S.? Why? Why? Because we'd actually do something in that tournament if they did. That's why. I'm not lying. When did I lie? Yeah, you did. No, you did. You said that the Gold Cup was tin cup.
Gold equals metal equals tin. Oh my days. Reload what you're saying, mate.
What are you talking about? It's not even relevant. Like you're you're starting to upset me now. You did denigrate the AFCON and the Asia Cup. You said the only international cups that matter were Euros and the Copa America. That's what you said. The other confederation cups were tin cup. So if the Gold Cup gets more TV viewers, has higher ranked teams in it, and all of that stuff, and all of a sudden the AFCON and the Asia Cup, or if the Gold Cup's tin cup, so are those two. By your same logic, the same logic that you're proposing against the Gold Cup. It is what you said. This is what you said. You said it was tin cup. Would you like me to put the tweet up? That's what you said. What you said. Anyway, back to the transfers. Okay, I won't put your words out. I'll just put your tweet up then. How about that? Anyway, back to the close of the transfer window. So what do you think of the transfer window, Mr. K? What did you rate the transfer window?
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
That's correct.
I gave it a 5 for all the people we got out. And then I gave it 1 point each for the players we got in.
What do you think about Hitchin getting out?
I think that's just a bonus. Pretty much, if you have to look, I don't know the guy personally, and when you listen to Alistair Gold, he made a very passionate and personal appeal last summer in the defense of Hitchin, and he said that he's much loved behind the scenes. Now, whether he's any good at his job or not, that's another matter. So the way I look at it, he's free. He's gone off to Everton. It's a good little gig. Good luck to him. Fantastic. And I don't think now there's going to be no more, is it a Hitchin thing? Is it a Paratici thing? Is it a Levy thing? Now it's all clear and concise. Everyone's got their roles. I always felt that he was undermined when Paratici came in. So in a way, it's a good thing. I mean, the guy's gone from a scout to a director of football. I think that's amazing.
And what do you think about the two players that come in? I know that the fan base has been kind of split on them. Some people have been, I think, unfairly criticizing them. In my view, to be honest with you,
I think they're fresh fresh blood is always required in our team right now. It's been like, we needed, new players to come in, old players to go. We need to freshen the team up a little bit. And having two players coming in from Juve, they'll know each other. That's number one. They'll know the manager. They'll know Paratici. So they'll be, I think, as far as fitting into the UK and so forth in Spurs, I think it'll be a lot easier, a lot quicker. I'm very excited to see Kulusevski. I think that's what I pronounced it right, Kulusevski. I'd be quite excited to see, because I think he's going to be a goal threat. Definitely a forward-moving player. So we'd like to see what he does. Is he going to have tricks and flicks like Dele Alli? Is he going to have an end result, an end product? Or is he going to turn out to be like Lamela? We don't know. We're going to find and see. But as far as work ethic is concerned, and continuously being there for every minute of the time that you're on the pitch, I think we've got two good players there. And I think that's what we need. Conte would be jumping up and down, pulling his hair out if he didn't want them. So in Conte, I trust.
I mean, what about them in specifically? Have you looked up on them at all recently or anything like that?
I have. With this young man over here, with Kulusevski, I saw a lot of dynamic movement of this boy. And he's quick. I like that. Because he's going to match the type of players we've already got at the front. They're quick players. Sonny's quick. Bergwijn's quick. Mora's quick. And he's going to fit in fine with that. So I think he's going to have those type of four players running around, with the options around Kane. I think that's fantastic. I think it's a bit of a shame we didn't get any strikers in, but let's not even go there. As far as Benteke is concerned, what I did was I had a look at not just his good videos. There was also plenty of videos that showed his bad side as well. It was quite fun to watch. He's only human. Some of the things that he gets up to very similar to what Winks would get up to. Passing the ball, like those killer passes where you pass the ball a little bit too short, and it's going to invite a massive challenge into the player that's trying to receive the ball from an opposition player. We call them hospital passes. So sometimes Benteke does do a few of those. But, maybe immature. Maybe he'll get better. They're very young players. Both of them are very, very young. 22 and 21. So extremely young players. Conte and his training system. Well, and they're not exactly newbies. They're quite, I think Benteke's played he's played a bucket load of games. He's only 22. He's been playing for 4 years. And Kulusevski, I think, has played like 36, 38 games for Parma. So they've definitely got real playing for a real team. It's in their legs, and they'll be able to fit in fine. So I reckon there may be a surprise come to Brighton. I think Conte may throw one of these guys in, most likely him. I think it'd be too soon for Benteke, because that's a very important position, playing in the midfield. You have to maintain the pressure from the midfield. You have to pass the ball around. You have to defend your defense, and there's no. You can't give people chances. You have to basically be sure of what you're doing when you put them into that position. People up front, for example, you can give them a chance. Say, go on, let's see you score a goal.
Yeah.
So,
but for me, I look at it as really looking at, it's like Kulusevski for me. He's big, he's strong. Yeah, he's only 21. He's had some good success in Serie A. He got injured. Had a pretty decent injury. And
oh, damn.
And so he didn't get to play a lot at Juventus. So it's not necessarily something that.
Oh, is he 24 now? Benteke.
Yeah, Benekar's a bit older. Yeah,
24 now. Oh my days! It's been that time's flown. Time has flown. When he was 18, I wanted him to come to our club. Wow. Never mind.
Yeah, but then we have so with him, he's actually a fairly talented person. Starts regularly for the Swedish national team. And he's definitely a player that I think can actually come into that first 11 and participate. Will he hit the ground running? Will he be as effective in that position on that right-hand side as Mora is maybe right now? But maybe, hopefully he is, right? Hopefully he does, and hopefully he is a player that jumps right in there and gets going. But I mean, and then Bentancur, he's been a player that had especially when Italy was playing at 3 at the back. What's funny?
It's just unfortunately I keep reading the comments. I shouldn't do that when you're talking.
You get same link as earlier, man. The one I sent you and Stell earlier is the same link.
Reload is like he's on it today. He's proper on it today. He's got me hard. Oh my days! I feel silly sometimes with the things I say. It's true. He has aged at a rate of 1 year per year. So it's been 6 years. I can't believe he's 24. I thought he was 22. I genuinely did. My mistake. Oh, interesting enough. Do you see the interview by Paratici in the Tottenham website? Through Tottenham. The interview that Paratici just gave.
I haven't seen it yet, man.
He turned around and said that Dombele and Lo Celso are still Spurs players and they're only just going out to get minutes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's the political answer.
The political answer. But I want to pull up a little bit of sofa score here, and just kind of look at Kulusevski, and I always say his name wrong. It's Kulusevski or something like that.
Yeah, Sevsky.
I always say Kulusevski for some reason. I don't know why, but Kulusevski. But let me see. See how can I add this without getting too many ads in view. Let's see.
If you zoom in the browser, then it will like get rid of the ads.
Yeah, but no, the ads pop up anyway. I just have to. That's kind of why I wish that if I that I just get, if I did OBS all the time, I could literally crop that part out. But anyway,
yeah.
So this is the player here. This is his radar. So it looks like this is Kulusevski for people that don't know. And he has
terrible defending.
Well, I mean, he's an attacker, right? So
yeah, I
he's,
get that,
72 creative, 71 attack, 57 technical ability. So he's dropped down a little bit in form over the last year. So that for people that don't know, this gold one is the average, and then this is what he was last season. So compared to last season, improved a little bit in defense, and then a little bit less attacking, a little bit less technical ability.
Is that because he was injured?
Yeah, too, just the stats or whatever. But let's say, like, I mean, I guess the only person we can compare with a couple different people here, but we'll do it this way. So, this season, he's about the same technical ability. So on the ball, he's about just as good as Brian Hill. Far more attacking, far more creative, better assister of the ball. Maybe not as defensive or to have as much tactical awareness as Hill. But we're getting an upgrade on the attacking side of things. And if you kind of look at his last season stats, he's just as technically astute, statistically, as Brian Hill is this year. So let's look at like Lucas Moura. Did I spell that right?
Moura, spelled Moura.
So Lucas Moura this year has more is doing better technically, has a better technical ability, but attacking wise, creativity wise, so you're getting a butts with Kulovitsky attacking wise. So you could say that he's not as defensive as Lucas Moura is, but attacking wise and creatively wise, you're getting about the same player. So you're going to get about the same goal contributions and the same.
Yeah, but his technique is slightly less, which means his holding the ball isn't going to be that great.
Yeah, he's not. His dribbling skills aren't going to be as good. Although he could be like you could say that like last year, him and Lucas Moura were pretty on par dribbling statistics wise. So this is just completion rate, successfulness rate. So Lucas Moura has been a lot more successful this year on the dribble than he was last season. But and it could be too the team and the formation that he was playing in at Juventus too could have kind of stunted his skills. But
look, as far as we look to Moura this season, whereby Conte's system might suit Moura's running play a lot better. He's not running into cul-de-sacs.
Yeah. And so, just kind of looking at the positions that he plays, attacking mid, striker, right wing, right midfield. So he can kind of play anywhere on that right-hand side. So he's probably got a little bit more, I guess you could say versatility. And he's left-footed too, which is something Lucas Moura isn't. Left footers just seem to have some kind of special ability. If they're not peg leg pirate left footers.
I mean, the interesting thing there is on SofaScore, it says that he's got good ground skills, ground duels. So
his weaknesses are aerial duels and ground duels, right? That's why he's defensively, he's not. That's why he has low defensive stats, right? His weaknesses are he's below average on defending. Right, so aerial duels and ground duels. So you're not going to get a defense. He's not a defensive player at all.
What about putting pressure on the press? He's quick.
The press. SofaScore doesn't really give a press.
But what I'm thinking is that he's tall.
I'd have to pull a different side.
And Conte could use that quickness and strength, especially his height.
Yeah, but he's only played 7 out of 7 games, averaging 63 minutes per games. So like I said, he's been injured. He had a pretty big injury back at the end of last year to here.
Okay, so that's a long injury.
Well, I mean, it's not completely in that spot, but he's this one here. I think you can click on him. Injury period.
That's good average, 6'8", 6'8", 6'8".
Yeah, he was injured from all these times. Wait, no, it was. I don't know. I can't remember. It'll show. If I pull up a different side, it'll tell you like the exact periods that he was injured and stuff like that. But he had an ACL injury when he first got to Juventus in the middle of when they were doing that all or nothing season, right?
Ouch.
I guess that would have been last year, but so that kind of hurt his development a little bit. 186 centimeters tall. He's tall. I'd have to look at his transfer market stats too. SofaScore is pretty basic in their statistics. These are World Cup qualifyings too, so. Looks like he played 20 matches so far this year. Started in 5, averaging 38 weeks, 1 goal, 3 assists, stuff like that. So interceptions per game. Yeah, so it doesn't look like he's a very good dribbler. I mean, 50 or 60% is not bad, but it's difficult to get into. But let's look at the other guy. Anticore.
TAN. Tan.
TAN?
Tan. Yeah, BANTANCUR.
Thought it was
Too many B's. Too many B's. Too many B's. Is it Bentancor?
I don't think it is.
We'll try that.
Baten.
Sorry, yeah, Ben. Oh, is it Ben?
It's Banten.
Okay. Ben. CUR. I think it is Ben. Bravo Echo. November.
Ben. Maybe it's Bantan.
Yeah. That's the one. Ben. Bent.
Ben, sorry.
Yeah. That's why we're calling him Ben as a nickname.
Yeah. I knew it was E or A. One of those was just round. That's not him.
Rodrigo. No, not Romero. That's the one.
That's him. Uruguayan, 24. Both. That's good. Good ambidextrous guy sitting in the middle. A lot of players to compare him to here. So we can do... Not Harry Kane. But while I'm pulling this up, we'll bring another person into the chat, into the show here. Can't get my stuff's not connected. You love him. He's the Italian expert. He's got the things here. He's gonna make your head hurt. He has the inside knowledge on whether pineapple on pizza is something you should actually eat. Iggy, the Prince. What's going on, man?
Good evening. Definitely no to pineapple on pizza. Absolutely not.
I'm losing my... Why is that not connecting? I should push this button. I should stop and play. It doesn't do it. I hate it when things update.
How are you, sir? Hello,
Not too bad, Iggy.
You good?
Good.
I see Kulusevski's right next to you there, sir.
Yeah, so this one here is... Let me scroll up a little bit here. Otherwise, it's not going to show me the window. So why did it put Harry Kane in there when I clicked Harry Winks? So this is Bentancur. I call him Bentekers. So Bentekers here. It looks like he's about just as attacking, creative, and technically sound as Harry Winks, but about on another level defensively than Harry Winks.
He knows defense. Yeah.
Which means that
those results are skewed by the fact that Winks hasn't been really playing that much attacking football or moving forward football. He's only recently started to do that.
Yeah, but I'm saying the defensive stats then would be higher for Harry Winks, right? So,
but he's been terrible as well.
But even but this is, if you look at last season, for the last couple of seasons, he's been kind of like a world class, deep lying playmaker when Juventus was playing three at the back. Since they've gone into four at the back, he hasn't really gotten in as much, right? So I think that comes with it. Like if you look at his matches, and every time I do this, I got to make sure I'm looking at the right stats. Otherwise, it's going to mess me up, like I did with the other dude. But he's only started 13 matches, only averaging 61 minutes. Only played 19 total. Got no goals, but he's got 2 assists.
Is that average touches per game? 49.
Yeah.
48.9. That's not bad.
No. And then, but the passing percentage is decent this year. But if you actually look at last season, that's when he started the majority of the matches. He was averaging almost 71 matches per week. He made team of the week twice.
Check out the touches.
Whoa, my
Yeah,
days! That's a proper
67.8, and look at the passing accuracy, 90 to 94%. Big chances created, five per game. 4 key passes, 0.9, 1 key pass per match. That's pretty average, dude. Like that's pretty good. If you're doing a key pass per match, you're really contributing to that. And his
I think he needs to be very much part of the plans then in that case, because it seemed that was the case the year before. This year's not so much, which is probably why they decided to part ways.
yeah, and I mean he's got interceptions per game. He's kind of got at the Højbjerg level. So let's look at him and compare him to Højbjerg on the radar. I'm not gonna be able to spell this guy's name. Højbjerg.
There's no E in it.
Yeah, but the other way around. So drop the E. That's it.
Yeah.
There
There
we
he
go.
is.
There it is.
Well, this will be interesting. Whoa.
Yeah, so this year he's almost pretty much exactly like Højbjerg. But if you look, that's just this season, right? Now, if you look at him when he was at his best,
Yeah.
you're getting the defensive work of Højbjerg with being far more creative, far more attacking, far more technical, right? So I mean, if we can get him on 2021, 2020 form, he was far better defensively. People would say that last year was one of Højbjerg's best years, right? So at least for us. So you got Højbjerg growing a little bit, technically more savvy, a little bit more attacking wise, creativity wise, kind of holding similar on defense. But if we can get last year's Bentancur, I think we have a player on our hands, to be honest with you. And then we can throw in Oliver Skip.
I mean, when you look at the stats, it's pretty much, if the system's changed over there to 4 in the back this season, then it's pretty much black and white what he's useful for. He's useful for a Conte system.
And so right now he's an all-around better player than Oliver Skip. I mean, defense, you're talking one percentile point. So for people that don't know, like this particular radar is like your percentile. So based on the averages, what percentile are you in for this particular position, right?
Is that Skip in the blue?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite significant.
So if we get the 2021 Bentancur, it's a big upgrade in that position. And if Conte can get a tune out of him, if he really is, he's played in Italy for a while, he kind of knows how Conte would want him to play. And you're going to be able to, I don't know, I just think that he'll be able to have some confidence of playing one defensive mid in the back and then opening up the midfield. So after kind of seeing these different radars, what do you think about him being a player? And then who are you more excited about? Benteke's or Kulu?
Both. I think because Kulusevski is a attacking player, fast, I think that makes it exciting for us because, goal threat and stuff like that. But with Bentancur, he's going to have to do an awful lot of the dirty work. A lot of the stuff that Skip does. So I reckon those two players, it's going to be interesting to see what type of combination that Conte puts out into the middle. That's really what's going to show what's what. I mean, don't forget there's a speed difference in the Premier League. So when it comes to creativity and moving the ball forward, Bentancur is going to have to learn to be a little bit quicker. And that might change his stats an awful lot.
What are your thoughts, Iggy, on the two? Which one do you think are you most excited about, and which one do you think has the most?
Listen. Both players can contribute to this team, and we want those two players not only to come in but to actually become regular players in this kind. I think to make the dreaded top four. To make those top four, we need these guys to hit the ground running, because we're really our season really. When I say our season's making top four heavily depends on these guys doing really well. I'm excited. Kulusevski is the one that excites me the most because he's the attacking player, and he's that player that we hope fills in on the right hand side. We hope for him to become the player that, and the goals in particular, that we lost from Bale leaving. We hope he can fill in that gap. He's got a fantastic left foot, guys. Beautiful left foot, educated left foot. He can score. He's got that, to wanting to compare to someone that we all know in the Premier League, like a Ziyech or Mahrez. It's that sort of player. Left-footed, nice balance on the right-hand side. Cut in, can score goals. For him, the arrival of Allegri killed his development and killed his growth, because for some reason or another, it wasn't Allegri's type of player. But their loss will be our gain. I'm pretty sure that. And if he's at the club, it's because Conte saw something. Paratici obviously knows him because he was the one that brought him at Juventus. So I'm particularly excited in that aspect. But he's a confidence player, guys. So he's going to really need the help of the manager to help his growth. The one I feel that's going to have less impact, not less impact. The one I feel is going to need less guidance as such, that can actually impact the team straight away, is actually Bentancur.
And a lot of people thought that. I have heard a lot of people on streams recently saying that they thought that like Kulusevski would be the one who would jump in straight away and do the job.
I think he will need more guidance. He's obviously a young, and he's a talented player. He's a talented player, so he would need Conte's work with him. But I think and I believe that if Conte can work, for me, it's all to do with confidence and settling in the Premier League, which is completely different to Serie A, and that would need to happen quite quickly in this team. But Bentancur, I think, can slot in pretty much straight away. You can see the effect of moving clubs has a massive impact of him playing for Uruguay the other night. He scored a cracking goal as well. And goals are not something that he's too familiar with. I think one of the questions in the chat was, he doesn't think that his partnership with Skip could work. I believe it actually could. I think the pairing could be a really exciting bit. The engine on those two guys will be incredible, and we're going to have, this is starting to look more like the team that Conte wants, especially in that midfield, because we've always said Conte was always looking to improve that central part of the midfield. He was never happy with that midfield for some reason, and now he's got the player that he wanted to bring in. Hopefully that he was the one. And I think this also, regarding, because you guys mentioned Winks as well, I think that will free him up to focus more on the attacking part rather than the defensive part, which I feel suits his game, and he's actually been doing wonders under Conte's guidance. He's almost resurrected with Conte's leadership. So, listen, whatever the shape, whatever if we play with two, we play three. I'm honestly excited to see how this comes together, how it all comes to fruition. Hopefully immediately against Brighton on Saturday.
Yeah, and then what about players that we missed? I mean, how much have you guys looked into stuff like that and looked to see?
Romero for me is going to be like a new signing. We've not really had him for a small amount of time, and he will be a fantastic. For me, like I said, he's going to be like a January. He is a January signing. This guy needs to remain fit, because I feel he can be pivotal for the second part of the season. Sonny, where do you want me to start with Sonny? He's had the forced break that he needed way before he got injured. We spoke about this many a times. he was worn out, guys, leading up to that injury. And I think he can be massive in that second part of the season. I think the two players we just spoken about coming in, the two players have just injured coming back in. This 11 is starting to feel a little bit more tastier. And we would have players coming on the bench, finally, that could impact coming on as well. So we have to remain very lucky with injuries, though. I truly believe that. We're still very now we have, I don't know if you guys saw today, Burnley, we have a third away fixture now. The 3 away fixtures in a row. That's going to be massive. Very key part of the season to get past those 3 tough away games. For us, those games are normally very tough, particularly Burnley as well.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But what I want to kind of take a look at is some of the players that or that we could have signed or that are going to be on a free this summer, right? That we could have gone in and at least gotten deals. But before we do that, I do want to read the super chat from Jordan Stevens here. It says, "Will be interesting to see how Ben Tekers deals with the press and the fast pace of the Premier League." I mean, he's Uruguayan. I don't think he'll have a problem with it, if you really want me to be frank with you. But he appears to read the game well and win ball back. But Serie A is slow. Serie A is slow, but South American football is not. So I think he'll do pretty good. And what are your guys' thoughts on the worries of the pace of the Premier League?
It's completely different to Serie A. The Serie A has different rhythms. You know, you got the midfield part where it's kind of controlled, and defensively we try to play from the back, and you're given a lot of freedom to play from the back. In the final third is where Serie A is quick. In that final third, it's tactically, we know how acute and it can be, but in that final third you need to be very quick in your decision making.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, it just has one pace. from the back, you're not given any time. Pressure is immediately on. Midfield, you have to be you have to scan the game, read the game, play football. You need to be very fast in your way of thinking. We have to give these boys the time, though. I don't want to see Spurs fans lose their minds within, wanting immediate results. We have to give these guys a few games, not many, but a few games just to find their feet. And I remain positive that they will come good for us. I think they will capture the spirit that Conte wants from them. And he's a good guider. He's a good guider of men. And I believe that he can get into them and get them to play what we want. And like I said, we're starting to now see the beginning of Conte's tenure of the club and the way he wishes to. I'm curious to see if we remain with a back 3, Will and Mr. K. I don't know if you guys have spoken about that. I'm curious to see if we remain as a back 3. Do we convert to a back 4 because Kulusevski now will be playing as one of the 3 men playing further up?
Is that a bit dangerous though to do that like halfway through the season?
No, listen.
Or do you think that we've got the experience before from Nuno?
Before we go too deep, I do want to bring in the next guest. Coming all the way over. He likes to split fans' opinions like Moses across the Red Sea. All the way over from the Irish Hotspur. You love to hate him, you love to love him. Sean from Spurs Talk Show.
Wow. I love your intros, bro.
Thanks. That's my jive. That's the only thing I do well.
Sean, put your volume up just a touch on your microphone if you can in the settings.
Oh, yeah?
Just a bit more up. Yeah.
Is it because I'm just leaning away, or can I just
Yeah.
turn it up like
You're
this, like
leaning
this?
away. That's what it was. Yes,
Is that better?
perfect right now.
How's that?
That's brilliant,
All
bro.
good?
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you.
Welcome to be here. But yeah, back into what we were talking about before. I forgot what the question was. Iggy, Mr. K, we're talking about speed of the Premier League, or 3 or 4.
Switching the back. He has the options to do that. Whether he chooses to do that or not remains to be seen. But he certainly has the option now, I believe, with the recovery of not only the two players that have been injured, Sonny and Romero, but the two players coming in. And that for me, options is key because you need to switch it up sometimes. It may not be it from the beginning, Mr. K, to answer your question, but it could be in course, in during the game.
Cool. We're kind of looking at like some of the players. I like to kind of shift the show now. Well, I guess we'll ask Sean his opinion too on the first two. Which one of the two? The question that we were asking was, which one of the two are you most excited about, and which one do you think is going to make the biggest impact? Could be the same person or each individual on the squad.
Yeah, I'm not too excited about Bentancur. I think he's going to do a solid job. I think he's going to offer more than like tangible visual difference on the pitch, because I think he's not that dissimilar to what we already have, but I think he adds a little bit more options and variety, but or options and just backup for what we have. But I do think that he's going to offer something in the form of leadership, in the form of a winner's mentality. We were talking about this, Mr. K, earlier, and I think that we don't have any winners in the 11, right? We don't. We have Hugo Lloris, who's won the World Cup, but he's fairly ineffectual in the main part during the game. And we have Ben Davies, who's only the only other player who's won anything is him, but he was an unused substitute in the 2014 Carabao Cup for Swansea. So we don't have any winners in the 11. Bentancur comes in. He's won three Serie A's, a couple of the various cups in Italy. I think he's going to offer more in that regard, like how to get things done, how to have that kind of like that spirit, that fight, that winning mentality. I don't think he's going to be naturally that exciting, but I do think that to answer your question directly, Kulusevski is going to. He's my first choice. He was my first choice all winter. Even in November, I was saying this guy's this guy's a real talent, and I think he's going to light up. I've been saying it, like his passing. It's not just his ability to like find a pass or the direction of it. It's the weight of it, and it's 2 foot. He can do it off both feet. He's fleet of foot. He's got skill in the air. He's not weak. I also think he can fit into the English culture very well, being a Swedish guy. I can't wait to see him. I think he's going to be an absolute superstar, and he's a youngster, right? So if we can,
21, isn't he? If he hits
the ground running, I think he's just going to light up the Premiership, and it's going to be a really, really cool thing to see.
Very good. Let's kind of shift it a little bit here into who we missed out. Smart business. I'm not talking about like out of your brains going for people that didn't matter, but just some people that are at the end of their contracts coming into next season. I think that fit holes that we need. And the fact that we weren't linked with them surprised me a little bit. I mean, not that I'm a professional scout or anything, but I am a pundit, so I do that, and I walk around and I search people. So I mean, we're not just the average guy. We are out there looking for players that can fit positions, so that we have stuff to talk about on our shows. So we're not experts, but we do look out there and study, I think, more than the average Joe does. So the first player for me, I'm going to throw this up on the screen, and we can kind of talk about it and see if you guys have heard of him or not. For me, the first person that I think we should have gone for, or at least tried to get into it like a pre-contract going into the summer, is Mark-Oliver Kempf, a left-footed defender, 27 years old, from Germany, Hertha BSC, out of contract at the beginning of the summer, right now valued at €6 million.
Wow.
DLDC. So if this is him compared with Ben Davies, the guy that we have playing there now, and for €7 to get that big of an upgrade statistically, I'd be down for it. Is anybody aware of this player? And
I'm not familiar with him. I'll be honest with you.
No.
I'm not.
But we definitely needed a left-sided centre back. So, yeah, I'll take. I mean, I'd never heard of him, but
yeah. So for like, he plays for Hertha BSC. He's been playing in the Bundesliga for a while now. He's 186 centimeters tall. His strengths are positioning, ground duels, and aerial duels. So he's not like a ball moving center back. And so maybe the only reason that I could think of that we didn't go in for him on that left-hand side is that maybe Conte is looking for somebody who's a little bit more of like a on the ball, pushing forward, kind of like Romero on the right hand side. Yeah. And that's why Davies is a little bit more aggressive going forward. Although it says that he is a little bit more technical and attacking creative than Ben Davies. Not that that's a hard thing to do, but
is he fast? What's his pace attributes like?
I don't know.
Do
I don't know if it has pace attributes here. I mean, heat map, he does press up pretty high.
Oh yeah. Okay.
On the pitch, I mean, obviously the ones in the box are probably set pieces. But being a left-sided center back, that's what he likes to play, is in the back three. He does get fairly high up the pitch.
Yeah.
Soft score ratings statistically wise in the Bundesliga this season are pretty good. You know, sevens. I think his average is almost a whole 7 here. I think Ben Davies is like 6.2, 6.4, something like that. His passing wise is pretty decent for a defender. Key passes, he even has a couple big chances creating. Defensively, he's really good in clearances and interceptions. So
interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
for me,
it doesn't look like he's not setting the world alight, right? There's zero sheets for Hertha Berlin, but for £6 million,
yeah, 6 million, a backup or somebody they can at least pressure or push Ben Davies.
Yeah.
We're not breaking the bank here, and we're not. It's not like a Torres type of a deal where it's a little bit outside of our reach, right? This is a guy who plays for Hertha BSC, not a top team in the Bundesliga. 27, experienced German, plays. I think he's had a couple caps for the German German national team. Let me double check. Not this year, he hasn't, but he has played in the Europa League before, a long time ago.
Yeah, but that's maybe down to Berlin not getting into Europa League for quite a while as well. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he's left-footed, 27, likes to play in a back three. Who else would you guys like to see in that position? In that replacing?
I like that fella Dunk from Brighton. I know Brighton just sold their other guy Burns to Newcastle, but I think Dunk is class. I think he's super reliable. I think he's got a nice left peg on him. He can play the ball long. I think he's worth it, but I don't think Brighton.
Lewis Dunk.
Reason, yeah, there's no reason why Brighton would sell him.
Yeah, he's far better defender than Kemp.
He'd probably be like 25 million as well. He's not cheap.
Oh yeah, I don't have his what do you cost? Probably
good player.
Does he not play in a back four though, rather than?
Yeah, he plays primarily DL and DC. But.
Listen, for me, and I listen. I don't know how it would work now, and obviously he wouldn't be on the free, but because things for that club, Aston Villa, have changed now since the new ownership. But I would have liked, up to not long ago, I would say Tyrone Mings would have been a good addition for that left centre back spot. His partner, I can't remember his name. Is it Konsa? Is it Konsa? Am I saying that right? He's fellow Aston Villa defender. Konsa is a really good defender as well. Someone said Romagnoli. I'll tell you what, I know this player I know very, very well. Romagnoli is a good defender. He's good in marking and close control, but I think he gets, for my liking, Romagnoli.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's very good on the ball.
He gets spun too easily, and he gets left on the spot very often. He's not the quickest on the turn, so if someone spins him, he hasn't got that quick, and he's not very, very pacey. So I think he would struggle.
He's a bit older too, and he's like in his 30s.
He's on a free, I will say that. His contract's running out. It doesn't look like his renewal with AC Milan. But in the back three wouldn't work. He's someone that can work in the back four. I think he will struggle in the Premier League because I've just seen, for the reason I just said, he gets spun, and once he does, he ain't catching that defender striker anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not a massive fan of his, and I watch all AC Milan games, and not for me.
I don't know where Mr. K went, but he disappeared. I'm sure he'll be back if he wants to come back. But we have so I just thought it was kind of fun just to kind of see the positions that we thought we needed players in. Easy stuff, not out of the woods, but just boom. I think Kemp. Well, I thought Kemp, like, he was a decent creativity decent technicalities. Like Mings, Dunk was good too, but seemed to be a little bit more on the defensive side. Ramgoli does seem to lead a little bit more on the defensive side. I'll
tell you one thing, Will. In another position, I don't know if we're just keeping this to the centre back or left-sided centre back, but up front, I like that fella from Blackburn. What the fuck's his name? Is Ruben Diaz? No, not Ruben Diaz. That's a terrible. He's English, but he's got like a Chilean or Peruvian. Hang on, I'll find his name now.
I'll have it now.
What the fuck's his name? He's a striker. He's a backup. He'd be a backup striker. So we need.
Is it Ben Brereton Diaz?
Brereton Diaz. That's it. Good man. Yeah, I think he's he's set the world alight a little bit in the Championship. He's available at the end of the contract, at the end of the season on a free contract. He's English. He's obviously, like, 3 years ago he was known as Ben Brereton. Now he's known as Ben Brereton Diaz because he figured out that he's got some descent from from Peru or the Chile or someone who made himself a bit more sexy. And fair play to him, because I would never have listened to his name if it was just Ben Brereton, but because it's got the Diaz thing, he stumbled across. And I looked at his stats, and he does look like he's handy. He's banged the goals in for Blackburn this season, and he'd be available for free in 6 months' time. And if we're just trying to find someone who can, do a job when Harry Kane needs a rest, or when Harry Kane's when his ankle's bad or whatever, then I think this Ben Brereton Diaz might be a cheap, viable option.
Yeah, I think he would be in one too. Another one who's also on a free that's been kind of up in form recently, pretty young, is Randall Koulibaly, French player, 23, striker. He's worth about 11 million. He's a young guy, but I mean he's kind of up. He's moving up in form, and he's played 8 goals, 2 assists this season, playing only 222 minutes. So I mean, just a cheap backup striker that you could have gone out and got on a free. Who 23, playing for FC Nantes, wouldn't mind coming in and playing. There's a lot of strikers though too that. And stuff like that, but right-footed, he's kind of a hot player. But striker-wise, I agree that guy would be good too. There's a lot of people that are striker-wise that you could bring in at multiple different price points. It still is a little bit frustrating to me that we haven't brought in anyone, although Kulusevski is kind of one of those Swiss Army knife players that can be all of those things: attacking midfielder, striker, right winger. All at one time. So, and
the number one player that I've been screaming from the rooftops about for the last 3 months, that's also out of contract in the summer, is Noussair Mazraoui from Ajax. I think he's absolute monster. He's 6'1". Because I think Tottenham really struggle with height as well at the back post. Just generally we're weak from set pieces, whether directly or indirectly, and I think Noussair Mazraoui, he offers more of an attacking thing. He could be a good little foil, or for when we need to have defensive option, we can put Emerson Royale in. But Mazraoui, I think he's an absolute superstar for Ajax. So I've always wanted to have him in. But
so Mazraoui was actually the person that I was looking for on at right back too, at Ajax,
especially now that we got corner kick takers that beat the first man finally.
So that was the next guy I had on my list, actually.
I'm sorry. Called it too soon. Sorry. Bro.
Yeah, but for right wing, he's out of contract. He's a 20 million pound player, or 20 million euro rated player. I think he's really good. Creativity, used to playing in the back three.
Yep.
Right wing back, somebody that you could go and get, and Toll Rants asks, why are we looking at cheap? Because we're Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah. Listen,
also the question was like out of contract players, right?
Yeah, out of contract. People that we could have got, so because a lot of times when I say, why don't we get this player? Why don't we get that player? Everybody's like, it's not sensible. We can't go out and get them. They would never want to come, right? These are players who are playing at lower level clubs who are gettable for Tottenham Hotspur is an upgrade for them. Yep. They're on a free, so transfer fee can't be an issue, right? And they would improve us in this particular spot. Why aren't we doing this, right? Like that's kind of my my theory on what we're doing here. But yeah, I mean, Mazwari is way better than Emerson is. Way better. So green is Mazwari. The blue line on the inside is Emerson Royal.
This even suggests that Mazraoui is better defensively than Emerson. That's interesting.
Yeah, slightly better.
I don't look at Mazraoui and think of him as a particularly solid defender, but going forward, I think he's
his technical ability
sublime,
and his attacking and creativity is far better than Emerson Royals. Because people don't know this, we're talking percentile points. So that's 4%. So that's a big jump. When you get 4% higher, that's a significant impact. So
where are these stats coming from, Will?
SofaScore? Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the attribute overview is based on the player's performance in the last 2 years. It's a 2-year grab.
Okay.
So it would be 22, 21 averages, and then
The thing is with Spurs, you either have a club that spends big money and brings those players in, or you've really got to invest in a really good scouting system that can go to the Dutch league and go to the French league and really pick out these gems for the really small price, or like you said, like free
24 on a free, man, Moroccan.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. These are the kind of guys that we should have wrapped up straight away, so we don't get into a situation like Liverpool and Barcelona where they come in for the players that you actually, haggle over for over a few million,
But you know what though, Iggy, mate, it's one of those things. Like, so I agree with you that our scouting, our youth, our development squad, our everything about our scouting network and development squad screams of needs improvement. And it looks like with Hitchin moving on, Paratici has been given the green light, and all the things that he's doing now within the scouting network. There's jobs going out galore left and right. He's trying to get everyone to do the thing. It looks like it's he's trying to make waves in that department. Yeah. But that sort of like that cool change, or that kind of that shift in focus, if you're trying to have a paradigm shift within a club, that sort of thing takes 6-7 years of getting it right in the first year, and then 5 or 6 years to develop and see what happens. And I don't know, I hope it works out, but Tottenham fans are not patient enough to wait 5 or 6 more years to have an Ajax.
Rightly so, may I say, Sean. Rightly so. I mean, I think Spurs fans have been very patient over the years.
But I think the best way to deliver success in the time that's available before Tottenham fans get impatient again is we obviously can't go and get the players that Liverpool's and the Man Cities want, because every time unless we can offer what they can offer, we'll get gazumped all the time on the ability to offer the certain metrics or certain whatever things. So I guess you have to then drop down into the tier 2s and go after people like these Mazraouis, right, and see if you can get them. But
once you've established that that's the player that you want, you've literally got to swoop, pay, get him out of there.
This is what I don't understand. Why can't we get in these players first? So we build a good base, right? So because what I think the biggest problem with our team is that we have this is what the debate that I always get with Cody Mack on, Wolves have a better squad than we do. And it's not that I'm saying they have better players man for man. I'm saying because they're more balanced, when their top players are out, there's not that big of a drop between their top players and their bench players. The gap between the depth chart of the squad itself is tighter, right? There's not as much, so you get more balance, you get more consistency, and that's why if they had 1 or 2 superstars, they would be far better than us, right? You throw Harry Kane and Sung Heung-min Son in the Wolves squad, and you're talking top 4 easy, right? Especially with Conte as manager. I just think that what we should be doing is going in for these players that are a little bit older, in their middle 20s, who are on for frees, who are quality players. They may not be world beaters, but they're going to give us a strong foundation so that we build that base, and then we go out and we improve on that, right? We add that next guy in. And that kind of brings us to the midfield. I mean, you've got Kessie, who's obviously, but there's some chance too that he's going to sign another contract. But you also have Tolisso, who's on a free in the summer.
There's so many talented players you can go on. I mean, I don't want to bring the whole Dybala thing up, but he's up again. He is. And there's many players. There's many players like that, but they're big wages, guys. And this is and Dybala's looking like 10 million euros a year. You know, it's a big old sum to fork out. But if you want the players, you're gonna have to fork out the money. Otherwise,
I think we've saved
like
that though, Iggy. You know, in the last sort of 4 or 5 days, by the time the next window comes around, we'll have saved I think £32 million on salaries that are not being paid to the players.
For the players that we shipped out. Yeah.
And so, like, you know, I think it's all very well. I guess it's all very well looking at players that we've signed, like ignore the players we've signed that haven't worked out, and then going, well, you know, why don't we have the Wolves balanced squad? You know, they've got that kind of George Mendes relationship with the Portuguese players. Like, he has this kind of turnstile of like just quality players that seem to go into their system. And maybe we could have had that had we stuck with Nuno. Unfortunately, Nuno wasn't the right type of manager for Tottenham. I think we're in a rebuild, but also I think that, you know, players like Brian Hill, you have to admit I don't know, have we thrown the towel in on him too early? Because he's not a Conte type player. He doesn't fit into a Conte system. He might have only gone on loan for 6 months, but his family wanted him to go away, and we paid a lot of money for him, 25 million plus whatever value was left in.
Yeah, it's like close to 40 million euro or something like that.
I was all for him going on loan. What I didn't understand was why not go on loan in the Premier League, because surely this is the league that he needs to adapt to. To go back to a place where he already knows and played in, I don't feel is going to benefit. He will give him more of a run because he played in the Copa del Rey yesterday. It will give him more of a run there.
Smashed it as well, didn't he?
He did really well, but he's gone. It's in. Do you know when you go back to a place that you know well, the chances of you succeeding are greater? Yeah. He needs to do it here. For me, it would have been better to go to any other Premier League team, like mid-table, where the pressure's a little bit off, but he gets into the rhythm of the league. So then when he does come back, he comes back a different player. Similar way of what Skip did when he went to Norwich. Yeah. He came back a different, kind of animal. That's what I admit that he needs to put on a bit of muscle. For sure, he does. Mm-hmm. But the only thing I was disappointed with Hill about was how quickly he got out and went to Spain. It just has a. Listen, I could be wrong when I say this, all right? And I have no problem in admitting if I am. It's just a bit of a weak mentality. To go back home doing the signing.
Yeah, I said that too. He's a little bit of he's still stuck to his mom's teat or something.
He's a mama's boy, exactly. Will he's a mama's boy, right?
And maybe that's the kid in him, and I fully accept that.
He's 21, dude. When I was 21, I couldn't wait to get as far away from my parents as I could. But I'm American now, so that's a little bit different.
What I'm trying to say is like maybe he wasn't ready for this kind of move. This is what, when you emigrate to a different country, the first 6 months, a year, is always the toughest. But if you can pass that hurdle,
I don't know. I've immigrated. I lived over in Korea for 13 years. The first 2 to 3 years was the best.
I gotta be honest, the same. I lived in Australia and America, and the first 6 months were the best.
After that, it gets horrible.
I'm wondering if you go into a reality where you're not speaking the language, or
I didn't speak Korean, bro.
That's
I learned Korean there.
Yeah, but you will. I'm talking about. I'm talking.
Well, who am I then? It's not like I'm some kind of like special genius or something.
No. Well, what I'm trying to say is it may work for you, but I'm saying that for others it may be that
there's lost audio for some reason.
It wasn't quite ready. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly, mate.
I'll tell you what, Iggy. One thing I would posit whilst Will's trying to fix his audio, I would imagine that if you think back, right, obviously everything happened in the last 3 days of the window, but by Friday afternoon, we didn't have any incoming deals arranged. We just got dumped by Diaz, right? We just got dumped by Adama, and we had nothing coming in, nothing going out that was organised. And I think that the reason why Hill was allowed to leave, he was the first cab off the rank, because there was always this noise of, well, we've got a 25-man chock-a-block squad. We can't bring people in until we let people go because of all of that stuff. And I think that there was no concrete offers for Ndombele and for Lo Celso and even for Dele Alli. And they were the three priorities, the three toxic elements that everyone wanted gone. But because we needed to get the Kulusevski deal done over the line, I think that Paratici was panicking a little bit, or definitely a lot. And I think he said, okay, Brian Hill's the easiest loan to organise. There's a concrete offer. There's concrete interest from Brian Hill. He's happy to go. The salaries are done. It's pretty easy. Let's get it done. Because if we don't get that done, or if we don't get anything done, then Kulusevski might not be able to come in. So we'll get it done. Then Kulusevski was allowed to happen, even though that wasn't confirmed until late Monday. But because of that, like, I think then we went and got the Dele Alli deal, the Ndombele and the Lo Celso deal done. But I think in hindsight, Paratici probably would go, shit, we didn't actually end up needing to do the Hill deal. But we only did it because before then we had nothing else happening quickly enough. And he was panicking because it might look like an absolute shit show.
It's a fair shout, man. It's a fair shout for sure.
But for me, like, I mean, Iggy's well aware of my Brian Hill position. I don't know if Sean is or not, but
no, I'm not aware. Sorry, I don't know. How do you feel?
I have not liked Brian Hill since the first day we were linked with him. Not even when we signed him. I think that he's I see a very, very, very one-footed player. I see a player who's a lot of flash and not a lot of end product.
Okay.
And I see last 5-year Eric Lamela at 21. So
shit. Okay. Wow.
So I see that's what I see out of Brian Hill.
That's quite the indictment. Yeah. Wow. Geez.
Does he have potential since he's only 20 years old to become a better player than he is now? Absolutely. Right. So, but I don't see him as this world beater in training because, for example, and maybe the only reason why is I have higher standards for that. So if you want to go into like 19-year-olds that are doing things, it's Saka playing in the Euros. It's Reina playing in the Champions League and playing for the U.S. men's national team. It's there are 18 and 19-year-olds that are out there playing Champions League football week in, week out, making an impact in first teams, and he's 20. And he can't even make it into the Spain U23 team at the Olympics.
So is your frustration, is your doubts though? Is it somewhat shaped by the amount of money we ended up paying for him?
So 40 million.
If we paid 15 million for him, you'd go, okay, we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, 10 million, not a problem, right? You bring him in, you bet him in. But 40 million euros, so it's like 25 plus Lamela, and I think Lamela's like transfer market ranking was like something like 20
6 or 8 million. So he had 2 years or a year and a half on his contract, so I think about 7 million quid was left on his. So you're right, 33 million total combined value.
And it smells.
It's a massive overpay. I totally agree with you. Like in terms of
5-10 million, you bring him in kind of like a Jack Clark type signing or whatever. You bring him in, you bet him in, you see what he can do. Like 10 million, I was like, boom, that's great. Like even with Emerson, 30 million pounds for Emerson or 30 million euro, whatever we pay for him, that's outrageous. But what he had accomplished and where he was at, I mean, new player, play for Barcelona for like 3 days. And then we signed him, it's like we're offering 30 million pounds. And like and I don't know if they're just taking the piss or whatever on the links on the news stories out loud that Barcelona were like you what? Wait, how much? Well, mate. Okay, here you go. You're
right. We've been mugged off quite a bit recently. But I wonder whether that,
fuck me, these gringos, they don't know what's going on, right?
But I wonder whether that's just like I say, I think Tottenham are in. I've always kind of said this on various channels. I think Tottenham are in this weird catch-22 predicament where we want to get to the place where we can be top 4, where we can win trophies. But there's only 3 ways that you can really get the players in that are going to take you there. One is to pay up on the best players that can get you there immediately. But every time one of those rare little gems comes available, then there's always a Liverpool, a Man City, a Barcelona, somebody else who is going to go in at the last minute as well. And Tottenham can't offer. Not only can they not offer the Champions League that they can, but they also don't offer the biggest name like the other clubs can. So that kind of tactic is out. The one other tactic is to do what Ajax do, or RB Leipzig, and they have this kind of ridiculously awesome coaching and scouting and development network, and we're miles away from ever doing that. So the only other option is to pay to buy second tier players, and You know, Steve Hitchin or whoever the scouts are that look at these tier 2 players and go, okay, we'll pay enough to get this guy through the draw because somebody somewhere has convinced them that these guys are good enough, and they're not. And so I don't. It's a catch-22. How do you get the players that take you there unless you can offer what the players want, which we can't do right now? You know, it's a really, really difficult chicken and the egg.
The thing is, we went down that route with when we had Paul Mitchell he got us some real gem of players in at such a really really good price. Then obviously that went pear-shaped. He went, and then all of a sudden it just took a nosedive. The thing is, what I get from Spurs is like we will haggle over 3, 4, 5 million over getting a player over the line for one type of player, which you think pay that money because he's a great player, bring him in, and we choose not to, and then we'll go and pay over the odds on some unknown.
Yeah, some average dude.
And it's a mystery why we do that. We pay over the odds for one player, but we won't pay the 3 or 4 million that would actually get us a really, really good quality player. And that's it's happened so many times.
I gotta bring in the guy, and this show's about to get hot. About to get hot.
Love this. Let's do it.
The Pied Piper of Tottenham Hotspur tweeting at the rats all day long. In case you hadn't heard, he might be a coach. Stelios.
That is awesome.
That is some intro, man. Will does the best intro.
Stel doesn't like it though. He wants a different song. I just hadn't had a chance to chant it because I went out of town.
It doesn't matter. Whatever intros, these are the best. These are the best.
It's insane.
They're the best
It's so
intros.
good.
But before,
I feel like I want to come out and come back again just to get that intro.
just to get that intro. Well, Iggy, I gotta pick a song, a theme song for Iggy, like a personal one. So I don't have Iggy on my list yet, but
I cannot wait.
Well,
Are they your own songs, Will, or are they like songs you bought somewhere and that you're royalty free?
yeah. So they're just royalty-free songs that I've pulled in from my libraries. I have a pretty extensive library of royalty-free
And then
stuff.
he puts a name to them. So now that's going to be your song when you go, this is Stel's one.
That's
now we know.
that's
So like,
the Pied Piper.
yeah, the Pied Piper. So like Cody Mack, because Cody Mack's all kind of chipper and poppy, Canadian. You know.
Oh, I love it.
That's my theme song for Cody.
You gotta get something.
Marcelo's. You want to hear Marcelo's?
Yeah.
God, he's got to have Brazilian.
He's got the best one. He's got the best one.
I'm telling you.
This is what Stel wants. This is the kind of stuff that Stel wants.
That's Marcelo's. So.
Well, I need to speak to you after this. This is amazing.
You got him going now. You can see his brain taken away.
Yeah. Fucking brilliant. So.
Listen, I want violin. I want classic. I want over Sorrent.
You need something from The Godfather or from Scarface. You need
I can find that. I actually have one. Who else did I have one for? Shy, I think, or no, maybe it was Jason. That was like Josh. Yeah, it was Jason. So Jason is.
How's everyone doing, by the way? You guys all right?
Good Stel, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, man.
I'm good.
That's Jason's. Jason, Jason, what's his name?
That's Moody. Kind of like jazz, a little bit of like.
007-ish.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah,
It's
007.
got that shaft.
A little bit of shaft in it.
It's good to be on the stream with you, Stel.
Yeah, you guys don't worry. You guys are free to do whatever you want to do. Like I'm not Mr. K, so I'm not gonna flip out. He's in the chat.
No, we're not having any arguments tonight.
Nah, man.
Cody says mine is the U.S. national. I wouldn't mind, but mine is the national anthem. But that's not mine. Mine is this one. Everybody knows my theme song.
I see where Cody's going with
That's
this.
mine.
I see where Cody's going with this.
I can't get off this. Canada beat us, once in their lifetime. Congratulations.
What's Mr. K's intro?
Mr. K is.
Oh, this is the one with the big drop.
Yeah.
So do you have all these like
Names.
Are you doing this via stream? You're doing it via StreamYard, right? So do you have all the audio just like logged in?
No, it's not all through my PC. So I have a Stream Deck, and it has all of the guys' names on there.
You've got the names on it as well.
Yeah, Mr. K, Marcelo, Jason.
Holy shit! You know what you should
hit
do?
the other button.
Do you ever watch CNBC?
Controls all my lights. Like I can turn my lights on and off.
Oh my god, this is insane.
Yeah.
Can I pay you to set me up in the same regard? Can you help me up with I like that. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's how I switch my cameras around too. Like I can go main camera, we can go side camera, we can go side zoom in.
I've got one of these and
get right up in your face. Like, what are you doing, Stel?
I've got a keyboard.
Yeah. I haven't even got a legit Apple keyboard. I've got a fake one.
Got a mouse. Got one of these now.
But
wow, holy shit! I got to up my game. Big time. It's insane.
But we have but this last player that I want to talk about, and Stel, we'll get your takes now that you're here on a couple of other things. But before we do that, the last guy I was thinking about up front, because I was worried we weren't going to sign anybody. So this was set up to be kind of a rant stream, right? I could have literally have filled an entire starting 11 with players out of contract on a free that wouldn't have cost us that much and then would want to have come, right? Like, so I was ready to go on there. We did sign a decent midfielder, I think we did sign, but what are your guys' thoughts on this man? 29, out of contract.
Don't know.
Do you know what? About 4 or 5 years ago, I absolutely loved this guy. You know what? He was one of them ones where he just seemed to play football like floating on water. Everyone's going 100 miles an hour, and this guy's got his own rhythm. He's got his own tempo. He's dancing to his own beat. He can do whatever he wants, and I loved him. Honestly, I would have had him. Said Isco, I'd say yeah, get him straight away. But the last 3-4 seasons. Probably around that. It just seems to
He's tapered off, hasn't he?
I mean, he's the same age.
What kills me is the fact that he hasn't left the club to go and play somewhere else. He just kind of set.
Because he keeps getting injured. That's why.
So he's had a decent run of form recently, but he does have some injury issues in 2021.
Could be their training method is not suitable for him. Maybe he needs a specific personalized training. Look at that passing, long balls, and ball control.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're talking about somebody whose technical ability and creativity, a little bit more tactical, not quite as, but this is so Lucas Moore is in the blue. So everything we think about Lucas Moore plus a little bit more technical ability, a little more tactical. They're the same age.
Yeah, it does. This doesn't include your mentality. Lucas Moura gives 100%.
That's true.
Isco doesn't. Not anymore. I feel like Isco's kind of.
But do you think it's because he's kind of look? When I'm at a job for a long time, when I'm at the same company for a long time, I start to get lazy too, right? Like we all kind of do. A fresh scene. He's never really played for anybody else, right? Like
true.
But
coming out.
Why has he not got his ass off that?
He's getting his ass. He's getting paid at Real Madrid. Why would he go somewhere?
So then Will, this is what I'm saying. I'm questioning the motivation. He's motivated. Do we need a player like that at Spurs?
I mean, he's Spanish and it's Real Madrid, man. Like,
listen,
it's your dream, right? It's like going and playing here for Man United or.
But you're looking at it from Tottenham's point of view. Do we need a player that's got maybe nothing more to give? We need players to hit the ground running right now. We need players to come in Conte's system. Where does this guy fit in that system, or Conte's ideology of football? Where does this guy fit in it? I don't see it personally. But
everybody was goal scoring creative. They needed a creative midfielder. I mean, do you get more creative than Isco? I mean,
I'm not doubting his qualities. I'm questioning him as where he's headed.
I hear you. But he's free, man.
I'd be excited if we signed him. Like a part of me would be like, "Fucking hell, we've got Isco. This is awesome." But I still don't know whether or not he'd be. How much does he get paid? Do you know what sort of salary is he on? Is it a lot? Is it
Let's find out.
Man, he's on shitloads of money.
200k?
Let's go
Probably.
wages.
We're talking lots.
200k.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
According to this, is on 200k pounds. Yeah, not euros. Shit.
Yeah, 289,000 euro a week.
Is there a reason why are Real Madrid letting him go? Are they like done with him?
They're gonna get him off the books, man. They will get him. They probably haven't been able to shift him because of that reason.
It's too late now, right? They can't sell him now.
He's on a free now,
he's
so
gonna go. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, they're just trying to get him off their books. I'm surprised they just didn't let him go on a free, like the same way Arsenal did with Aubameyang, just get him off the books.
yeah, but I mean, he's not going to get those wages anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So, is he going to go to PSG and they're going to pay him 200k? No. So unless he's going to the MLS as a DP or going to China.
Yeah,
That's the kind of guy that he strikes me as someone that's going to go to a league where
Dubai.
he's going to pay shitloads of money. I think he's done for. I'd be very surprised to see him come to the Premier League. If he does, listen. And then I think to myself,
Probably go to
this guy's
Everton or something.
He's not done. I think to myself, this guy's not done. To come to the Premier League after the 3 or 4 seasons that he's been doing, I'd be like, wow, respect. But I see him going maybe to the MLS, maybe to Dubai. If I see him go there, then what I had in my mind.
Right, like say we offered him 150.
Insigne was the one to get. Insigne was the one to get. But I questioned him now because on World Cup year he's decided to go and play for Toronto. So it makes me think
MLS.
where he said that. These guys are just after the last pay pack.
Well, when you get that old, your body, you know, if you're thinking, okay, I've got 5-6 years, I mean, then I'm retiring. It's like I'm building up. You know, I wasted all my money as a kid on drinks, women, and race cars, right? So
Insigne is in World Cup year, providing obviously that we qualify. But he's in World Cup year and he's decided to.
It's pretty much already locked in. Who else are they going to play? It's just kind of like he's one of those guys where he's not going anywhere. Like Ronaldo goes to MLS, he's still playing for Portugal. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
We shall see.
Not at risk. You know what I mean? It's like Christian Pulisic. He could go play in Afghanistan, and we'd still put him on the men's national team. You know what I mean?
Where would this go play in Conte's system?
Just right midfield. Kind of like that left, like in the 2 center mids, one side of that. So right attacking mid, left. That's the thing with Isco is he's both footed, right? He can play anywhere behind the front 2 or 3, right?
Where I've seen him play is in the left centre mid of the 3 midfield. So he play on the left centre mid. He plays in the 10, or he can play on the left of the 3 forward line.
Yeah,
that's where whenever I've watched Real Madrid,
back up for some.
That's where he's covered. The areas on the pitch that he's covered.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see, if you look at the squad that we're left with, only 4 recognised central midfielders in Skip, Winks, Højbjerg and Bentancur. I wouldn't be surprised now to see us do more with the 3-4-3 than we have previously with Conte. Because Kulusevski fits more into the right of the 3 with Son and Kane. And so we haven't seen too much of it. When we have, I've liked it, but
I see.
If Isco was to be signed, it probably would have been in one of those spots. But I don't think he's not coming. So
I don't like Spurs with 3 across the top. I don't think we can. I don't think we can get the ball to the front 3. I don't think we've got the ability to do it. If we play 2 up top, I much prefer it.
Rather than the 3, though, we could be tucking in. We could be tucking in the 2 with the 1 up front. It could be that kind of.
Yeah, then that's a 5, isn't it? Then that's a 5.
Yeah, but that's 2 attacking mids rather than having 2 out wide. You'd have Son and Kulusevski playing just behind.
Yeah, I prefer with 2 attacking mids.
Oh, what like
I said that before. I said that at the start of the season.
So 3-4-2-1.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
That kind of because we set up like that with Sonny, didn't we? And was it Lucas? Rather than completely out wide, they're tucked in.
Narrow, yeah.
Yeah, that could work because we lack the creativity in that area. So, listen, that's what I'm saying. I'm excited.
The difficulty we've got is when you go 3 across the top, we lack the creativity in the middle, but then the wing players this season, it's hit or miss. Like, Reggie's been inconsistent this season. When he's good, he's good. when he's not good, he's just worthless. And then on the other side, we don't know what we're doing. Is it Doherty? Is it Emerson? Is it Bergwijn? It's just the right side's a mess at Spurs. So that's why I don't like 3 across the top, because we can't get it to them. Whereas 2 up top or 1, it gives us more ability to find a way to get the ball to Kane. Because Kane doesn't get enough service for me. I don't think he gets enough service.
Who plays white? Sorry, go on.
Sorry, mate. No, that's what I was saying earlier on about we could revert back to a back 4 to allow a bit more creativity in the final third. But Mr. K made a valid point. Is Conte going to risk it, changing it up to a back 4 halfway through the season? And it made me think when he said that, to say, actually, do you know what? It's not a bad shout. But it could be something that could be changed during the course of the game. Sorry, Sean, mate.
No, it's an interesting point. The only time I've seen us play a back 4 with Conte was in the second half against Chelsea in the first leg of the Cup, when we were already... we were 0-0. And I know we ended up losing 2-0, but or whatever it was. But I actually, when he took Doherty off and went to a back 4... Yeah. I actually thought we looked all right, funnily enough. Even though we lost the game, I thought we actually didn't look that bad with the back 4. Haven't seen it very often, though, you know?
I would like us to see it. I would like us to go to a back 4, because I think now with those 2 additions and with Sonny and Romero coming back, I think that could work better. But, like I say, I don't repeat what Mr. K said, is he likely to change it up? Or is he going to persist with the win back? I hope he doesn't. I hope he can change it up as well.
With a back 4, the left and right backs can't defend. Like Reggie cannot defend.
Right,
Emerson's okay though, isn't he?
I think in that. I'm not sure, mate.
He's better defensively than he is going forward. Can
what
we agree
I would
on
be then, I would be a little bit more conservative.
His defensive stats are high up the pitch. He's like winning the ball midfield, kind of halfway line. Further back, he gets roasted. To be honest, does Ben Davies for pace.
I agree with that.
With that attacking lineup, though, with attacking lineup and having 2 holding mids and allowing, say, like the 3 and the 1 up front, wouldn't it be more better to have a conservative back 4? So we'd have maybe Reguilon on the left-hand side, but maybe on as a right back, you could have Tanganga being a bit more conservative. And when Reggie goes up, we do shift over to a back 3, allowing Kulusevski, Mora, Son, whoever you want in that final.
Tanganga's not a right back, is he? He's not a right back.
No. But think about what
his best games. His best games are centre back. When he plays centre back, but he's not going to get that. Not with Dyer, Sanchez, and Romero. He'll never get that. Rodon can't even get centre back, and he's an out and out centre back. So Tanganga's not going to get it.
I think Tanganga's a weird one. He's like the new Aurier. He's so vulnerable. Aurier used to do okay offensively, but used to be susceptible to giving away free kicks at really critical times or penalties, and we always conceded from them. And I feel like Tanganga, from what I've seen of him this season, he seems to have taken on the role of Aurier in being the vulnerable guy, but he does that in a much more critical position when he makes mistakes.
Because he's not a right back, Sean. Yeah. He was, even coming through the academy, he was a centre back. His if you go back and watch his debut, it was 2 years ago, pre-season, against Juventus, when Harry Kane scored from the halfway line. Go and watch Tanganga in that game. He was fantastic. That's his best position. But
I think what I see in Tanganga is I don't see him mentally. I don't see him. I see him as a player in confusion a little bit. I don't see him tranquil in the mind. I always see him a bit. He's like on edge.
Confidence is gone.
No, I know why. I get why he's in that situation, because he's been put pillar to post. He's filling in gaps. He's not really finding himself. With the likes of Alderweireld before and the other experienced players, he was, because when he came in and had that brilliant game at home against Liverpool where we lost 1-0, but he was brilliant that game because he was playing with experienced, seasoned players at the back.
That's true.
Now he's this guy that gets 1 minute is slotting at right back, then he's in a back 3 on the left, on the right. Sometimes other times I've seen him play left back in the past. He's never quite seemed to get into a position where you say, you know what, I'm going to give this kid a crack in this area, playing alongside someone like Romero or someone a bit seasoned, which has not been the case. So we know one day you could be playing with Sean, next day I'm playing him with Stel, then next day I'm playing him with Will. it's not settled. And also, when he on top of it, if he has a shit game, he's got the fans on his back now.
Yeah.
In the last few games against Chelsea, he had him on his back. Fans are killing him at the moment. So it's a tough one. We really need to sort that out because the guy's losing confidence and he's not mentally in a nice place at the moment. And that's hard for his development.
He needs a loan, mate.
Thanks for the
agree.
super sticker, Goguma,
we should have let
the
him go.
Empress.
We should have let him go on. We should have. Sorry, mate. We should have let him go on loan for sure.
Oh my god! Oh my god, he's back! Ginty! I'll send you the link if you want to come on.
Ginty! Long time no see, my Scottish pal.
I missed you so much, Ginty.
We couldn't let Tanganga go because we would have been like too short at the back then. We wouldn't have any cover at all.
Send me a message on WhatsApp if you want to come on, man.
Look at the defenders. We've barely got cover. So
we do have some. I just didn't put them up there because it's not worth it, right? Like, you have what's his name,
Rodon
Tanganga. But so what I was thinking is, I thought for me 3-5-2 kind of looked hot because we actually have a lot more options now than I think that we did. So fullbacks in defense now. We have fullbacks in defense. We don't really have a whole lot of cover. And with a 3-5-2, especially if Bentancur can really become a really strong, where Conte can have confidence of only playing one holding mid, one defensive deep lying playmaker like he liked to do at Inter. If he trusts Bentancur to be that man, you could see Son Kula Kane more. You could see, the amount of options that he can pour in front.
That's a lot of responsibility on number 8, though, mate. There's a fuck ton of responsibility, especially if it's Bentancur, who's never played in the Premier League. I hope he can adapt quick because I hope he can do it. But that's a lot of space for him to cover in that role at the back.
Well, that's where number 7 or 6 have to see. When we're out of possession, number 6 or 7 has to drop near 8. Yeah. When we're on the attack, you do 6 or so that triangle has to rotate.
That's what I'm saying. But you could have a Son Skip. Benta, you could have a Mora, Pierre, Benta, you could have a Winks, Son, Benta. I mean, there's so many more options now. And then in that number 10 spot, you've got Son, Steven Bergwijn, that's who SB is, Lucas Moura, and Kulu, that all can play in that spot right behind Harry Kane, as well as play in the midfield.
But you'd agree that you can't play Kane, Son, Kulu, and Moura in the same team, right? It's three of... like 6 up the front. We got 6 players.
So like I could see like a Son Steven Bergwijn Benta, because we all saw under Jose Mourinho that Steven Bergwijn can get deep and put in a tackle. He's young, he's got the legs, you know what I mean? Like
so you have Kane up front and then Son next to him, and then you'd also have a Moura and
Steven Bergwijn
and a Kulu or a Stephen Bell. You see, you'd have four of that front 6 on the same pitch. Jesus, that's quite that's aggressive.
Yeah, let's be aggressive.
I love it, baby. I love it.
Will Nim, THFCRants, Whiting, big up the panel. Iggy, Sean, Stelios are the top. Thank you very much, Goguma, for all of your love and joy.
Love you, Goguma.
And Ginty, I'm so glad you're back, man.
Will, that is an aggressive front four. If you could find space for 4 of that,
I think you could. If Bentancur comes good with the player that he was last season for Juventus.
The issue we've got is Reggie, number 8 and number 9. Can they get the ball to 7, 6, 10, 11? That's where the difficulty for me lies with this current team. That's why I thought we badly needed to get that right-sided wing back.
No, it wouldn't get rinsed. Why are people saying they get it rinsed? Son tracks back now as it is anyway, even when he's playing striker. Harry Kane does the same thing.
They track back, but do they tackle? Do they like?
That's what I'm saying. Son, if he's playing, if you have 2 tacklers, Moore will put in a tackle, right?
Well,
Moore.
Sorry, I need to say something. The reason in the North London derby we got rinsed is because we played 4-3-3, a system that's designed for possession-based football. We weren't playing possession-based football,
exactly.
And the gap between the defensive 3 and the front 3 was so huge, we allowed Arsenal's 5 in the middle to come onto us. And before the match, I've said we're going to lose 3-1 because Arsenal are going to pepper us in the middle, and that's what happened. This system is nothing like the North London derby. You can't compare the two. Whoever said that. Was it Kane? Was that Dietrich? No, Kane the long shot. Kane the long shot is 2 different systems, buddy.
Yeah, because you're not going to get rinsed. If I were to put up another photo for you here and show you...
Don't forget this. The team should squeeze when we're defending.
That's right.
Right? It should squeeze.
cut in. But when you're looking at this one here, this is what it would look like in attack, and I don't see a problem with that.
Have you just got a library of formations of Spurs or something that you just pull them out? Yeah.
I make them over here. Save the picture. Pull it up.
I need that one.
I'd like to see. Can you go back to the formation that we have? But if you've got time, can you actually like get rid of the different options and then pick a team, pick an 11 without the 4 different players?
Just like grab 111. Like so, what I would say my favorite would be.
Yeah, but one that actually includes Mora, Son, Kulu, Kane, all in the same team.
Okay.
Because I'd be terrified of how open that would leave us. Because I take your point that Son tracks back. He does track back, but I don't know how
Mora
good he's
as
actually
well.
doing. Yeah, and Mora, but I don't know how good they are actually defending when they track back. I think they're just more numbers.
The 2 holding mids, the 2 holding mids with us, their work cut out, man. You'd have to have 2 holding mids if you're going to play Kulu on the left, out on the right.
Do you know this Bentancur? You know this Bentancur? The more and more I read about him, the more and more I listen to Juve fans, the more and more I realise it's split right down the middle what people say about him.
I like him.
But if you look at all the reviews and you look at what people if you just read up on the guy, half the people say you might have actually got yourself a real star here, and the other half say, good luck. Good luck to you.
This season, you probably this season at Juventus, you're probably going to get more good luck. The season before, which was the last one when they won the league, Serie A, he was a good player for them. They changed managers. They went from Sarri to Allegri and Pirlo, not Sarri. Sarri was before that, but they had Pirlo, and he was a regular with Pirlo. Then when they changed it with Allegri, they done a complete U-turn and went back to this rubbish football, which is what they're playing under. He seemed to struggle with that. So, listen, he's one of them players that Kulusevski is the one is easy on the eye of the fans and the ones that excite him. Bentancur is the one for the manager. Look at it that way.
This is who I would pick. This is who I would go with. And you could swap Kulu and Mora to either side. Like if you wanted them to be invert and cut inside, you would switch them Mora and Kulu because you're right-footed, left-footed. If you want them just to hold that space wide, you'd let them play there.
See, I think if we get broken down, if Reguilon whips the ball in or Emerson Royale does one of his useless crosses, and then the other team, whoever it is, Brighton, pivot and run quickly, I think there's a lot of fucking responsibility on Bentancur in that team.
But I think Mora and Kulu have twice as much pace as Skip and Højbjerg do, though.
But do they have the ability to put in a I don't know. I mean,
Mora, yes. Kulu, I don't know.
Without the ball, I'm not entirely sure, man.
Kulu, I don't know. I don't know about Kulu defensively. From what I see, he wasn't that great. So honestly, I'd probably rather put Son up there. But even if you were to throw Harry Winks into that spot where you have Kulu, where it's Winks, Mora, Son, Kane, Bentancur, that is a very positive. I mean, that would just make Stelios happy, wouldn't it? If we put Harry Winks in there in that number 7.
As long as Emerson, Ben Davies are in this squad, I will never be happy, Will. I will never be happy. It's not going to happen. I don't rate them. The thing is, you're still heavily relying on the wings of those two, to really play well. Because in that situation there, you've got still Emerson and Reggie, who's not been in the greatest form, to give you the width. But yeah, non-possession, I'll be worried of that.
I'll be terrified of that.
I can't see Conte playing the system. He's a bit more pragmatic, and he wouldn't.
It's more like an Aussie Ardiles formation.
Yeah,
that's what Americans do. Tell Cody Mack.
I'm thinking more Christian Gross, where he used to leave Calderwood to just take care of things.
Gross.
Do you know what? I'd actually
pass.
I'd rather see Son in the number 7 and Kulu in the number 10. You know that?
Yeah, that would probably be a little bit more defensive.
I prefer Son when he's wide. I'm not a fan of Son up front. I know he's got the most goals for us this season, but I just feel his full potential isn't being exploited like it used to be.
Listen, Kulusevski could play alongside Kane up front very easily.
So yeah, I'd give that a go.
I still feel like you're going to need It's nice seeing it offensively, but if you go back to the traditional formation, I still think you need one of Mora or Kulu or Son to be replaced by somebody like a Højbjerg or a Skip.
I just don't like two holding mids, man. We need a pause. Like, so if you're playing like Harry Winks or Skip or somebody like that, I don't think you could have Bentancur and Højbjerg on the pitch at the same time. That would just be too slow.
To play this, I think your defenders need to be quite quick as well, because this is like you are.
Yeah, to be honest with you, if Sanchez would turn good, I would put Romero in the middle and put Sanchez on the right if you really wanted. But just Sanchez just can't be trusted right now.
You're gonna need quick defenders.
You know what? Sanchez has put in the last
putting some good
5
shifts.
games. He's putting a lot of good. He makes,
but when he's by himself, though, when he's like the man, things go bad.
No.
Right?
He scored 2 goals against Watford, against Southampton. He made
good defender.
Match sliding tackles as well when we could have lost the game. You know,
I just don't know if
Sanchez has been
Romero.
solid last game.
I agree with you. I like Sanchez. I just don't think he has it when he's the one who's like got to be responsible. Like when he has to play in that center defending role.
Yeah.
When he's playing on the outside of a 3, I think he's really good. He can be brave. He can get forward. He can do whatever. He can do what he wants to do. When he's the one that's responsible for making sure we don't concede, I think he can't handle that. So if Romero becomes fit and good and can play in the center of the back 3 like he used to do at Atlanta, maybe. But until Romero fills that role as the center, the middle of the back 3, and he's strong in it and confident in it, I don't think I could see a Sanchez Romero Dyer pairing, because Dyer could play on that left hand side if he really wanted to.
Do you know what? The more and more I look at this, 3-4-2-1 is the best for us. I think 3-4-2-1.
3-4-2-1. 2 holding mids.
Who would you have then? Skip
Bentancur and who? Skip? Winks?
Skip, yeah.
Yeah, Skip. In place of Mora, right? Mora's got to be the sacrificial.
I wouldn't even bring in Bentancur just yet. He has to earn his stripes. I'd keep probably Højbjerg.
No, he's better than Højbjerg.
Well, talking about earning stripes, let me ask you a controversial question that we've had plenty of arguments about on Irish Hotspur. Do you think that if Romero is fully fit, should he, given that Sanchez has been fairly solid in the last month, does Sanchez immediately get dropped because Romero's back fully fit? Or does Sanchez have to make a mistake of any kind of level to be able to continue the idea that it's a meritocracy? And because otherwise, what sort of message do you send to the team if the guy that's out injured comes straight back in purely because he's fit again when Sanchez has been fairly solid?
So I had this argument with Irish Hotspur, and in the end, he just, I don't know where the argument was going, but for me, it was, I said to him, if you're not proven and you haven't proven yourself, you have to earn your way back in the team. If the defence has been doing well, and the defence have been doing well by Chelsea, his argument was, no, he's the best centre back we've got. And I said, says who? And his argument was, you can see. I said, no, you can't see. He hasn't played for most of the season. So then it was thrown back at me. So does Son walk back in the team? I went, absolutely. He's like, yeah, but you just said you can't walk. I said, no. Son is proven. For 4 or 5 years, he's proven.
Stel, can you send him the link? I don't have any of his stuff. The show's just gotten.
Yeah, I'll send it. So for me, if you're a proven player that you deliver consistently, you have to walk back in because you're a prize asset to the first team. Unless you've got an injury and you just want to slowly work your way back in. But for me, Romero, you got to earn your stripes, man. Partly because you haven't proven yourself, and partly because of what you said. What message are you sending out to the other players who have filled in? And yeah, Sanchez has done a good job in general.
Yeah,
that's my view.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with you. I think that Romero, I believe that Romero. I agree with Dave. I mean, Dave went back and forth on this for 2 hours. I agree with him that Romero ultimately is the better player, but I think that, first of all, you never give someone who's been out for 2.5 months with a hammy 90 minutes off the bat, because if you tweak that, you're out for the rest of the season. It's a very, it's a massively.
I think that's the right, Alex. I sent a link to Alex. I hope that's.
So I'm doing it now.
But I think that with Romero, I agree with you. First of all, I agree with you still. I don't necessarily think that he's like, he took a couple of games to settle in. Then he had 7 or 8 games where he looked like the real deal, but then he got injured. He's only been in a Tottenham shirt 10 times. Like he hasn't proven himself. Although I do also agree with Dave that he is ultimately a better fit. But I think that just in order to respect the process and respect the meritocracy mindset, you have to allow Sanchez to make a mistake in order to justify his dropping. Otherwise, if Sanchez has been solid and he just gets dropped, that's just, imagine if you were Sanchez, like, well, oh, what? So I'm always going to be second fiddle. I'm always going to be the bridesmaid.
Demotivate the players.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, it depends what game as well. If
That's why I just wish Sanchez could play on the lefts.
Yeah. He's terrible.
It depends as well on the game. If Romero's first game back is Man United away, you don't play him because that's going to be such a highly intensive game. That's not the game you want to bring a player back from injury in.
Yeah.
Maybe play him half a game, second half maybe, but...
I think you give him 20 minutes against Brighton. Last 25 minutes you bring him on, and then you probably give him 90 minutes against Southampton, which I think is our next game.
Well, again, it depends. If we're winning 2-0, then yeah. If it's 1-0 to Brighton or 1-1 and we're clinging on, you probably don't want to bring him on because you're thinking...
Yeah. He's rusty. Yeah, I agree.
There's only 3 players that have earned the rights to actually walk into the team, and the 2 of them are Sonny and Kane, and the other one is Lloris. That's it.
Yeah.
Beyond that, there's everyone else have to fight it out.
It's true.
Who do you think is first choice left wing back at the moment? Do you think Reggie gets the nod? Because I actually think that Sessegnon's been fairly good, fairly impressive when he's played. He hasn't played very much, but I think when he has played, he's been pretty good. What are your thoughts?
Listen, the only thing I'm not too sure about is how Reguilon. Is there a problem, Reguilon, like a character problem between Reguilon and Conte? Because it's a weird one. I can't quite grasp what's going on with that.
Is there like Iggy, is there like this beef between Italians and Spaniards that we don't know about? Right?
Yes. I'll say it because he can't. He can't say it. I'll say it. Yes.
No,
because it seems like he's had a bad run with every Spanish speaking player.
I don't know.
So regular.
There is an element of it, but I don't think it should be to the detriment of your own team. If the guy is clearly the best left back that we have available, it shouldn't even be a question. But I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and we don't know how these players behave.
I mean, Reguilon seems to be playing with him though. Like he shoved him, playfully on the sideline. He jumped on the back of him during the goal celebration.
Wasn't he injured? I thought Reggie was injured.
Yeah. Reguilon has had knocks. So.
I also like what Conte's doing with Sessegnon as well, because I think we're starting. Listen, he's got way a lot more stripes to win us all over, but he is starting to get something out of him, and I'm hoping that this would just grow into bigger and better things.
Do you know the problem with Sessegnon is? Okay, when he played against Liverpool, is there someone coming in? It's like Royal Rumble, you know Royal Rumble.
The master of disaster, the king of Sting.
I could just
Tottenham's
the fans going crazy.
Most devoted pundit ever.
It's Alex. It has to be Alex. It has to be Alex.
THFC. Doesn't look very happy. No smile. You're muted, bro.
This is the Royal Rumble.
I just have to come on because I was just hearing a load of nonsense on this.
Alex, are you underground?
Hello.
Where are you, man?
Nonsense.
Firstly,
no disrespect. I'm not going to listen to Sean because he thinks Brighton's not better than Tottenham, which they clearly are as a team. Better than Tottenham, clearly.
Mate, I was defending you. I was defending you on the chat, bro.
Clearly better than Tottenham. Yeah, because they play like a team. Right?
What are you talking about?
I need to remind Tottenham fans, by the way, they drew against Chelsea. We couldn't even beat Chelsea. How many times? Did we not beat them? And I was there, so I don't need people to tell me that weren't good enough, by the way.
Oh, you talking about Brighton again?
Why are you coming for me, bro? I defended you on the chat. I defended you.
As well. But Sean, dig a hole for yourself all day long, mate. Honestly, like you listen to my honestly. But anyway, that's all I need to say. Like
I defended you, bro. I defended you.
Wait.
It is THFC rants.
But we get this is rants. This is the first time Alex actually come on my show, and thank you for coming on my show. And I've had this for like 6 months now. And I've waited for you to join the show.
Will now. I'm gonna get statistics now from Will now. Honestly. Oh yeah, Ben Davies is actually playing, by the way, Bob. Ben Davies is actually playing, by the way, Bob.
Davies.
Yeah, Ben Davies is actually playing now, Bob. You know what I mean?
Testimony.
Alex,
So this
I defended you, bro. I defended you, bro.
By the way, Will. Your man, Reguilon, yeah, he's playing rubbish, bruv. He's playing rubbish. Session looks better than him, bruv, and I've seen it. I've seen it, bruv.
He said that.
Session is look much better.
No, hold on. No.
It's not better than Reguilon. You've lost the plot.
Alex, hold tight, right? I was about to say before you made your WWF entrance, yeah. I was saying, you see Sessignon? You see Sessignon? No, Sessignon.
Okay, go on then.
Right, you see Sessignon. This is how I see him. When he played against Liverpool, he had a really, really good game. He shut down Salah, right? He had a very good game, and Spurs that day were very good. That's probably the best game of the season by Spurs. Yeah. But when it's up against us, so all 3 Chelsea games, and you're looking for someone, just anyone to raise the level and stand out, just like all the other players, he went missing. So for me, Sessignon is no different to every other average player in our squad. When things are going well, yeah, he's all right. When things are going bad, he doesn't shine. He doesn't raise the levels. So for me, where was he against Chelsea?
Well, I think he was actually okay against Chelsea. I think he was actually much.
Alex, the whole team was dead. The whole team was trash.
I agree with you. That's the problem at the moment. Because when people keep
but so Sessignon was that good. If Sessignon was that good, he'd raise his levels, and he didn't. So he's not that good.
When people tell me, right? Because all I'm hearing is rejoice because we got rid of the dead wood in our squad.
Not me. I protested. No, I protested.
Ali was not a problem at Tottenham. He was not a problem at Tottenham.
Oh come on! Of course he was a problem.
No.
Ali stank out the place.
I am not having it.
I was wondering how long it was going to take till Dele Alli came into the
I am not having it. That guy we're going to regret selling him. We are going to regret. And the thing is, though, he's come on a free, for goodness sake, bruv. A free. It's not 40 million.
That's down to Paratici and Levy.
People keep on telling me he's a Don. He's a Don. You're having a laugh. Paul Mitchell's got more than him, bruv. Paul Mitchell's more than him, bruv. I'm telling you, all day long.
Wait.
The
potential.
Dele Alli had to go.
Yeah, okay.
Alex, the potential sale.
Brighton are not better than Tottenham.
They are better.
Spurs stand to make 35 million on Ali's sale. 35 million. I think they got a good deal. I think we got a good deal out of Ali. We bought him for
Bob, we haven't got 35 million. Bob, even
No. Let me tell you, Alex. Well, 1 minute. No. He hasn't gone for free. This is what's happened. Everton, because of financial fair play, they're limited what they can do in terms of transfers. So what they've done is they've creatively put this deal together where we get the money, but in the future, the only problem we've got is if he gets injured and he doesn't play enough games,
it comes back.
Then it comes back to bite us. So this is all dependent on him staying fit and playing matches.
That's
if he does do that,
I'm saying no. I understand what you're saying, but that money is not coming this season in the summer. It's not coming in the summer, mate.
Next season.
It's coming next season. Yeah. No, I agree, Alex. I agree with you.
So
Alex, not every deal, Alex. Not every deal that we sign. When we paid 65 million for Ndombele, we've only actually paid 28 million of it. Like, not every deal that when you see this headline number, doesn't get paid immediately. Tottenham never paid 65 million in a bank transfer.
They spread it
out over 5 years.
Spread
it out over 5 years, mate. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about Dele Alli, mate. We'll get some money for him. But back to the point. Why are you coming on going for me, bro? I was defending you. In the chat when you were saying your nonsense.
That's what Alex does. He comes in here and just drops bombs on everybody. Boom! Boom!
It played well. Came on against Chelsea. He's the only one I've saved from that game.
I'm sorry. This team, like I said, I'm sticking to my point because everybody keeps on talking about top 4, which we're never going to get top 4. Like
not me, not everyone. Don't say everybody. Stop saying everybody.
Simple as that.
Stop saying everybody. Not everybody is saying that. I'm not saying that.
Who's going to finish fourth? Who's going to finish fourth, Alex?
Manchester United.
I think Man United will do it as well.
Manchester United. at a push.
I think injuries are going to bite us. I think injuries are going to bite us.
This is what I said earlier. I said
Injuries
we have to remain very lucky on the injury front.
I agree with that.
To give us the best chance of making top 4.
Iggy.
Hang on, to give us the best chance. I didn't say we'll make top 4. To give us the best chance.
Alex hears one word and just goes nuts. He hears one word.
All I say is you're saying one player. All I need to say is one player.
You say top 4.
Just the word 4. Just say 4 and he's gone.
If you say one player,
Alex, I'm saying to give us the best chance of making top 4. That doesn't mean we're gonna make it. I'm saying we have to remain injury-free.
We're only going to get Europa League if we're lucky.
Oh, come on.
No, I disagree.
You think Brighton are going to finish above us, right? Because they're a better team, yeah?
No.
Well, hold on. The Europa League is 5th or 6th.
But while I have Alex here,
Everton are going to make top 4.
what's Ben Davies doing 10 yards off Ziyech right there?
Oh, please, Will.
What's he doing?
Will. Mr. Spurs has already explained everything about our team at the
Oh,
moment.
Mr. Spurs.
I'm going to explain it. I'm trying to show a video.
No, Mr. Spurs is 50. No, come on. That's not a good way to judge.
Okay. Let me ask the coach. Still, you got two players here. Where should Sessegnon be marking? He should be marking at least one of those two, right? The guy making the overlap and that guy there, he should be covering them. He's ball watching, and he's watching Ziyech here. Ben Davies, who's about 10 yards off of him, because that's the 6-yard spot. Ziyech he took a nap, made some coffee, and then took his shot. While Ben Davies was standing there watching him, and Højbjerg running all the way over here.
But the problem is
to here.
But the problem is the Tottenham though, because you're disappointing on one player at the moment, yeah.
No, there's two players that they did wrong.
Sanchez is well out of position there as well.
The problem with Tottenham is that there's no movement in that midfield. No one scores goals in that midfield because no midfielder goes.
We're not talking about scoring. We're talking about defending.
No, well, I don't really care about
scoring.
defending at the moment. Defending at the moment is not what my issue at the moment is. My issue is, how do Tottenham attack? They cannot attack. They always have to go on the transition. They have to go on the pacey thing. That's why I think Kulu is going to struggle at the moment because he ain't got no pace. I can see it from a mile off. He ain't got no pace. So that's the thing. So what I'm saying is, how do
who hasn't got pace? Who hasn't got pace, Alex?
Kulusevski hasn't got pace. It looks like he hasn't got any pace anyway. But we'll have to see what happens when he starts.
You haven't watched him very well. You haven't watched him very much.
We have to see what happens. We have to see what happens anyway. But I'll be there.
You're never going to like him because he's replaced your Dele Alli.
Alex, we can't cuss players who haven't even kicked the ball yet.
No, I didn't cuss him. I just
but we can praise. We can praise.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What I said to you is, what did I say to you?
But we can praise this guy all day long. We can cuss the guy that's not even played for us yet.
I did not play the game of football in a Spurs shirt. I already said he's got no pace.
Okay, let me make my point. Let me make my point now, right? My point is, because I've watched every single Spurs game back as well since Conte's been in charge. I still stick by my point that Liverpool have been the best game, 100%, because we've been rubbish since then. We've been up and down. I've got to be honest, right? And the reason why I say that the Liverpool game was the best game is because we knew how we were going to attack. People were going past the striker. Movement. There was lots of movement. It's been stale. Like, I like Winks. I defend Winks.
Stale or stale?
Stale.
Okay.
Stale. Yeah, but I like Winks. I don't mind Winks. I don't
it's not
mind
my fault. It's not my fault.
I've got my issues with Højbjerg, like I said before. Even though he's not done too
badly. Højbjerg's been under average, yeah.
He's still average for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But my point is that none of those midfielders go past the striker. They don't use the initiative to go past the striker. Now, the reason why I mentioned Mr. Spurs, I know people got issues with him. Stiles, you know I've got respect for you. Iggy, I know you got respect for you as well. And Brian, I've got respect for you.
I don't have issues with Mr.
Why are you leaving me out, Alex?
I get no respect either.
He's like, Iggy, still, I respect you. Will, you can go fuck yourself.
No, Alex. Well, Alex, I do not have issues with Mr. Spurs. But his tactical analysis breakdown, I will tear it to... if I went on a show with him, I will tear it to pieces. I hear what he says. It doesn't stack up for me at all tactically.
Well, I think
Alex, do you respect Will, Alex?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
do you respect me, Alex?
Okay. We're not going to get into this at the moment.
Would say yes.
Let me get my point up because I know we'll
go ahead, man.
As well.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. Right. My point is, okay, how do we attack? Now, I know Conte's working at the moment, but for me, there's a lack of movement there. Now, those players that come in, we'll see how they fit in as well. But for me, it's not flowing. It doesn't flow. People don't move very quickly. Moira annoys me so much, I've got to be honest, because when he gets the ball, all he does is just run and just runs with his head down and does that. And he's supposed to be wide. What is he doing? You know what I mean? Song, since he's since Conte's been in, he's playing this number 10 role. He's been going missing. He doesn't know what he's doing at all. You know what I mean? And then as for Harry Kane, he has to when we're struggling, Harry Kane's coming deep. We're struggling.
Alex, sorry, Alex, let me slow this down 1 second, right? Because you've made like 5 points there, right? Is your issue the players or the system the players are expected to play in?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest with you. I think it's a bit of both. I don't think it's specifics.
Because Son is our top scorer this season with 9 or 10. So to then dig him out is difficult. But if you're questioning that he's not doing enough, then that's the system, not Son, right? Because where he's playing in like almost a goal scoring role. He's not out wide like he used to be, taking on players and then cutting in. He's not in that position anymore. Reggie's taken that position almost.
Alex, I want to know your starting 11. Who starts for you on Saturday? Give me the team. I'm writing it down. Lloris in goal.
I think Lloris in goal.
Yeah, go on.
Dyer.
Dyer.
Sanchez. No, maybe not.
If Romero's fit, would you pick him or not?
That's a difficult one, really, right now. Maybe because
let's go with the moment that Romero's not fit. Give me your team. Dyer in the middle of the three. Who are the other
Sanchez
two?
on the right, because that's the only place that you can play on the right.
All right.
Then Davis on the left. Then I would put.
You can pick your formation as well, by the way.
I prefer
pick whoever you want.
At the moment, if you're talking about form, Doherty over Emerson.
Okay,
I don't like Doherty, but I think Doherty's been in better form than him. And then I have
win back, right?
I'm sorry, Sessegnon for me all day long.
Okay, it's your team. You pick who you want.
Don't apologise. Pick your team.
I have Skip.
Yeah.
Then I think we are going to end up with Højbjerg, aren't we? Really, unfortunately.
You're picking because you haven't got another choice.
Winks in midfield as well. So that's 5 in midfield.
Three in midfield. So Skip. Winks just a bit further forward then.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Skip who and who?
Winks and Højbjerg.
Skip, Højbjerg, Winks.
Yeah.
With Winks a bit further forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you've got Harry Kane, and I will put Bergwijn in front of him.
Kane and Stevie B. That's a
no son.
No, because he's been injured.
Oh my god.
That's a very pragmatic team there, mate.
I wouldn't say it's pragmatic.
Stevie. So who are your defenders again?
So Lloris in goal, Sanchez, Dyer, Davis, back three.
Yeah.
Wing back right, Doherty. Wing back left, Sessegnon. Yeah. And in the middle, we've got a midfield three, so a triangle. So with Skip, Højbjerg, and Winks in front of them. With Kane and Stevie B. So Winks essentially number 10, if you like. So
you've basically got all of our new signings and everybody that's been out injured back fit, and you'd go with the team that played in the last game.
Because I'd rather have that at the moment, because I don't think they deserve. Because I think you can take a risk with giving them a debut. Yeah, I think 100% you could do that, but I think you have to. Bergwijn doesn't deserve to be at the team.
Alex, this team you've picked, where did the goals come from? Who's scoring?
That's it, right? That's your team, Alex, right?
We've got 2 goal scorers, Kane and Stevie B. That's it. No one else is scoring in that team.
I agree with you. That's why I'm saying that there's a problem there, but I don't know what.
But you picked this team.
You've literally you picked a team.
No, listen to me now.
Yeah, no, but what?
Listen to me now, Celios. Why I'm saying
You're laughing as well, man. You're laughing.
I am not laughing.
I'm
I put my light on to show you that I'm not laughing. All right. Well, my point is, okay, Kulu is, it's his debut. He's just come to Tottenham just right now.
Yeah.
The other guy.
Do you remember Bergwijn's debut, mate?
Pardon?
Do you remember Stevie Bergwijn's debut?
Yeah, but that
Still couldn't handle it. He left after that nonsense.
That's swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Really? I mean, look how he struggled. You know what I mean? You can either start very well and then fall off, or you might start very badly and then grow, and that's it. So that's how it goes sometimes. You know what I mean? So
Mate,
I do accept
this for me personally. Like, I respect whatever. I may not agree and disagree. I respect what everyone says, but a home match under the lights at White Hart Lane, you cannot present yourself with this midfield. You cannot.
You literally picked the worst team you could possibly pick.
You cannot.
I'm sorry.
You're at home, Alex. At home, under the lights at a rocking White Hart Lane. You present with this midfield.
I got it now. Alex is trying to get Conte sacked. That's what he's doing. He's trying to get Conte sacked with this team, right?
Do you like Conte, Alex?
That's Will's words, not my words.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm asking. I'm not listening to you.
I never said anything. No, I never said that.
Do you like him?
Pardon, I've got nothing against Conte at all.
Are you happy he's the manager, Alex? Like, do you think this is the right manager for Spurs or not?
Well, whether he's the right manager or not, I think he's the right. I think at the moment we've gone with what we've gone with. I'm
asking you what you like. Some fans, Alex. Some fans, they're super happy Conte's here. They see him as elite. He's going to be the one. This is the best thing the club's ever done. Others, this is good. I hope they back him. There might be some that I'm not sure if Conte's the right guy for us. That's what I'm asking you. Like, where do you position yourself on this? Like, what do you think of Conte?
Whether he's the right guy, my position is that I would just go with what they're going with at the moment. I don't. Would
you have picked him? Would you have made him manager of Spurs if you were Daniel Levy?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
It's not the right. But that's irrelevant at the moment.
Who would you have liked? Who would your first?
It's your opinion, though. It's your opinion.
Potter.
But my opinion is that I don't see the point of going on around this thing, because the thing is, though, I think the problem is that you got somebody like Paratici who is quite obvious that he's the wrong fit for us. He's a pragmatic sort of managing director. That's the problem I've got with him. And it shows with some of the players that we've gone with. That's the thing. So
Kulusevski is not pragmatic.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not really too.
Well, he's an attacking player.
No, but I'm not impressed.
What is it about Kulusevski that's not impressed you? What is it?
No, I'm not saying that I've not been impressed with Paratici. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on for a second. So, Alex, I don't think that this is like your alter ego or something like that. But Big Boss Man, if you're going to be,
still been running from us for who's big?
It's just Big Boss Man. Yeah, if you're going to keep calling people morons, I'm just going to have the.
No, you can say what wants about me. I'm not bothered. I don't know who.
Yeah, but I like people just calling people morons. Like I wouldn't even if I thought they were a moron, I wouldn't
still,
like. Call, yeah,
still running. From
either
us.
knock it off, or I'll have the mods. Mods, if he says moron again, block him.
Is that what do you call it?
Yeah.
Is that the
Big Boss Man, the guy that always comes and follows you around? Yeah.
No, it's that Spurs guy, isn't it? Spursy guy on Twitter. He had to change his name because people were blocking him on Twitter. I know who this is.
Mr. K,
he's a troll.
Don't authorize the people calling people names. That's not cool.
Call me what he wants. I don't give a shit. I get called worse by the opposition.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right? Like, even if I don't like you, which I like everybody that's here. If I didn't like you, and there was somebody in the comments just like hammering you with name calling,
there's no need for it.
No need for it.
Agree to disagree is fine, but
do you know name calling is irrelevant, right?
So, Alex, the reason I asked you whether you like Conte or not is because if you said yes, I was then going to say to you, so surely you want to back Conte, because if you back Conte and one of Conte's decisions is he wants Dele out, You've got to accept that, right? Like me, for example, I've always defended Ndombele. Iggy and I had a half an hour bust up live on YouTube over this, and it just exploded.
It's all love. It's all love.
But I accept, if Conte wants him out, I will back that decision. If it's Conte that wanted him out, then I back that decision, even though I like Ndombele. That's what I was asking you, like, because you want Dele Alli here, but if you're going to back Conte and you think he's the right guy, then you've got to trust that he's got the decision right that Dele needs to go, right?
Listen, I'm not like some Spurs fans thinking that we've won a trophy because Conte's in. No, I don't think like that. No, what I'm saying is that some of his decision making.
The way you word it, you twist it. It's like,
no.
He's sticking a knife in.
The way I look at it like this, there's certain things that I don't agree with. There's certain things I do agree with. Total agreement. He's an elite manager. He has said a lot of things that are spot on. He said a lot of things about Ndombele, about playing for himself. Spot on. He did play for how many games?
Mourinho spoke about all the guys that Conte got rid of. Mourinho said it.
Well, I don't really care about Mourinho. Mourinho should
never
come in the first place.
He called him out. He called him out back then, and we thought he was crazy. But then
I know, but I think also. I mean, I don't really want to, because that's the past. I think we have to move on.
No. All I'm saying, Alex, is like those problems that Conte's identified and he shipped them out were the same problems that Mourinho spotted when he did that documentary a couple of seasons ago.
I know, but I think
we called Mourinho a nutcase for doing that. But then 2 years, fast forwarding a couple of seasons later, exactly what Mourinho said should have happened under Conte. That's what I'm saying. I'm not right or wrong as it may be.
I see your point, but I think moving forward at the moment, right? I see. I mean, like I said, I'm not a biggest Dele Alli fan, but I just don't think the whole thing about having a scapegoat, because there was a lot of scapegoats last season, especially with Aurier, which I think Aurier, yes, he had his problems, but there was things that were there where he.
I think he's a better attacker than anyone we've got now.
Exactly. I think he was actually, from what I understand, he was actually a popular guy in the squad. You know what I mean? So, he wasn't that bad, and I think there was more issues.
Horrible defender though.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I think he wasn't the worst player. He wasn't the worst, issue of the squad, really. And that's a big thing for me to say that. You know what I mean? Because when you talk about issues, look at Adebayor. You know what I mean? No one could stand him after a while, couldn't they? And they had to let him go.
Well, it's a different manager now than then too, right? So we don't know how these players would have done. I think Aurier probably would have done far better under Conte than he did under Jose or.
But my point is at the moment, and this is where I keep on putting the analogy on about Leicester, West Ham, and Brighton, and some of the top four at the moment. We do not play like a team. And this is the issue.
I agree.
I'm trying to do a video because unfortunately technology is failing me at the moment, and I'm trying to show what I'm talking about. That's why I've not streamed for quite a while, because ranting doesn't do anything for me anymore. Now it's actually explaining what I'm actually trying to talk about.
That's your whole channel, bro.
Pardon?
That's your whole channel, man.
No, it's not.
You used to steal my title because you do.
It's not.
Yeah, Alex, Alex, what does it say? What does it say above Sean's head?
Oh, rants. Yeah. No, but my point is that I just want to show, because I've got to respect Mr. Spurs, even though people.
I like him. He's not. Well, I don't. I wouldn't say that I necessarily value his opinion more than anyone else's.
No,
but if he wants to come on and have a debate about tactics, I send him the link right now if he wants to come on.
I think that's the thing. He's shown the.
That'd be great. It'd be like an all-star show. Like this would be.
We are Tottenham TV as well, because where I respect Stelios, he shows what he's talking about. That's what I'm trying to do on my channel as well, to show what I'm talking about.
That's good. Yeah.
You can talk about it how many times in the world, but when you're not showing it, you know what I mean? And when I'm there, and unfortunately, and this is why I say to every single Spurs fan, if you're around the world or not, if you have an opportunity to go to the games, go. Because you see things, you see everything. You see absolutely everything.
I agree with that.
Of course you do. Yeah.
And Danny agrees with me there. And if you can go, just go, because it is worth it, because you'll see everything.
There's nothing like watching live games. There's no substitute to that.
It just doesn't do anything for you.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I will tell you this one thing, though. Okay, so because I do watch. Just take my kid's analogy. I record every single one of his games. I watch every single one of his games in person, the entire thing. There are things that I see when I'm there, and there's things that I miss when I'm there. So just because you're there doesn't mean you catch it all, right? There's some things the guys at home on TV catch that you don't. Right, yeah. You gotta watch it back.
That's fine, but I think it's the feelings as well, and seeing the there's a reason why I say Romero is a world-class defender, right? You can feel it when he's there. No, well, you can feel it, because I had to apologise to Mari because he was like pushing it. And I said to him, no, he's going to take a long time. Mari was like saying to me, this guy's good, really, really good. I saw him against Chelsea. He battered Lukaku. He literally battered him. Honestly, he didn't see him for the whole game. Let's just say that right now, yeah. And he's battered most of the top strikers. That's when I knew this guy is making Dyer look good. You know what I mean? When I say that Skip is making Højbjerg look good, that's a reason why he makes him look good, because he does make him look good, because he does more than what Højbjerg does every single game. I'll tell you that for a fact as well, yeah? Right? Now, this is the thing. Bergwijn, that West Ham game, that first half was the best first half I've seen from Bergwijn out of everything I've seen from him. You know what I mean? Even his debut, you know what I mean? Because he was actually very, very good. He was holding up the ball. He was making good channels as well, and he was helping the striker as well. So that's the thing. So it's certain things what you see when you're there that you're thinking, okay, this is where you're seeing it. You know what I mean? Now there's certain things I see from Tottenham which I don't like, where when we're passing it during the back at the back, and we struggle when you press the defender. We look like we're going to go to jelly. Honestly, we don't know. And then the worst thing about us is when we struggle, we just boot it upfield. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then we lose possession. And
so let me ask. Can I ask you a question though? Because I disagree with not everything you've just said right now, but I mean, on general, I disagree with you a lot, especially on particular players. But I want to actually, rather than just call you names, I don't understand why. What is it about like the team that you just picked, right? With Winks, Pet, Skip, Stevie Bergwijn, Kane, like that 5 triangle. Do you think that we get even top 8 if this was our starting 11 week in, week out for 38 match weeks?
No.
Okay, so then what I don't understand is like why aren't we trying to bed these new players in as quick as possible, like the ones that have been out injured, like because we're talking this is a cup game, right?
So who do you think finishes above us? If you don't think we finish 8th, if you think we finish 9th or lower, who are the 8 teams that you think are better than us?
No. Okay, let me rephrase my statement. I
think starting 11, yeah.
I think at the best at the moment, I think we'll finish 6th. We're not 4th. Okay. We're not Champions League. We're not Champions League.
But who finishes above us?
Yeah.
Manchester United. I can't say West Ham.
Then it's Arsenal.
Yeah.
No,
it's Arsenal.
Arsenal are nowhere near.
Brighton.
Nowhere near. No.
Wolves. There's no one else.
No one else.
Might. We have to see how they play against us.
So I want you to at Cody Mack on Twitter and tell him Wolves have a better squad than Tottenham. Can you do that for me? I'll send you. I'll send you 100 quid, man.
I have to. I mean, if I go to the Wolves game, I'll see what they're like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, watch it, and if that's the case, at Cody on Twitter, and I'll send you a channel.
Like I say, I go on the stream and make.
Can you send me like a DM and I can post? Can you send me a DM and I'll screenshot it, and can I post that on Twitter?
If you want to do that, Bo, I mean, honestly, I don't. I mean, if he wants to come on,
just a troll. It's just a troll against Cody, man.
I actually respect Cody. Actually, I actually like Cody. I think Cody's actually quite good. Actually,
I love Cody.
Hey, Alex, I'll ask you again, mate. 3rd time. Do you respect me?
Oh, sure. Stop being silly. I do respect you. Honestly.
Yeah, I think I got it now. I think I did hear it. I think I heard it. I'll take it now. Thank you, mate.
Oh, for goodness sake.
But no, I'm curious though, because like. You've kind of been on about this Ben Davies thing, and I think that Davies makes a decent left-sided center back, right? Is he some? If you were going to manage and you were going to purchase players for a top 4 side, like your goal as a manager, Alex is a manager, and you want to get top 4. Your goal is to get the club in the top 4. You would sign Ben Davies to play left center back for your squad?
Okay, if you put it like that. But Will, I've got to be honest, there are no world-class players coming into Tottenham, mate.
I'm not talking about world-class, because I could go get Kemp from Bundesliga, on a free right now. €6 million, better than Ben Davies. I'm just asking, if this is your squad, you've got to, because whenever I talk about Tottenham, this is the mindset that I have. I'm the manager. What do I want to achieve? What are my desires as manager to achieve? And I give my opinions based on that, right? Like, so I want Tottenham to win a league. So when I say that Emerson isn't good enough or Hill isn't good enough, it's based off those glasses, right? I'm looking at Tottenham through the glasses of I want to win the league, right? Because otherwise, why am I a fan? Like, if I don't want us to be successful, why am I even supporting the club? Like, I'm not cool with us louding around in 8th place, right? Even if we had been louding around in 8th place for 5, 6, 10, 12, 30 years, it doesn't matter. I don't want that, right? For my club, I want them to be as successful as possible. So that's just why I find you. Like, I understand. I mean, there are times I called out Harry Kane for the first, 19 weeks of the season, and I caught a lot of heat for it too. So I understand having hot take opinions, but I'm just curious, why is it that you rate Davies so well when you just said he's not a player who's going to be able to get us into the top 4 regularly? Like, he wouldn't be your first choice.
Listen, I think the reason why I say that is because I think he's consistent. I think he's a team player and he works for the team. Now, there are better players out there, yes, but the main issue I have with Tottenham at the moment is that we're not a team. And the teams get you into top 4. Now, I think I see the logic because I did listen to Alistair Gold. It kind of made me realise that, yes, we had to let go of Dele Alli and Lo Celso definitely after what I heard about him, and Underbelly, that speaks for itself. Now, if we become more a team, by default, even though I don't think it will come to 70 points or more, we might get top 4. But it will be only because the other teams are falling off. That's the only reason. Now, if we do get top 4, unlikely unlikely, next season will be very, very difficult. And now this is where I will see whether things can progress from there. Because, like I say, I don't think there's going to be a lot of money in the summer. I don't think there will be. But we'll see what happens because it's his last year, Conte. And I think he'll leave after that. So it will be interesting to see what pressure he's got under his after that, really. So that's my feeling at the moment. Now, we have to see how the new signings settle in. Now, if Kulu Kucheski plays against Brighton on Saturday, great, right? But I think he's going to take a bit of time to settle in because you can't just come from Italy to the Premier League and then straight away get in, play really well because the Premier League is so pacey.
He'll get 20, 25 minutes, I reckon.
Yeah, bring him in.
Yeah, I agree with you there. A bit of
AFCON news, guys, just to let you know that Egypt beat Cameroon on penalties and they're in the final.
Good deal. And Egypt, so they're playing Senegal?
So Salah's away. Oh, and then he's away.
Listen, I'm trying to explain this on my channel because that's why I'm not streaming. No, Iggy, you're
it's important. Iggy, it's good.
Iggy, you're a legend, bub, and you're a legend, bub, man. I love you, bub, man. Yeah, I mean,
there's something nice about Will and Sean because it's too much.
Come on, buddy.
All these compliments I mentioned on one. You need to give something to these guys.
Come on, man. I defended you, bro.
No, you know what? Anybody
I'm just playing, Alex. I'm just playing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's all good.
You know what? We'll talk about backstage, man. I'm here to talk about football, man. All the love
is because Alex, it's because you start every stream. Guns are blazing, like full of swords. It's like.
Most people throw a grenade and leave. You throw a grenade and come in.
I told you, you know Royal Rumble when the 2-minute countdown comes and then boom, it comes running in.
Okay, Alex, I'm gonna start doing shows at this time a lot more. So if you want to be a regular on the show, I'll find you your own theme music and it'll be good, man. You can come in, it'll be like, I'll even have machine guns over the top of just. No, it'll be good.
I wasn't going to come on anyway.
Alex, this is the perfect show for you, man. It's rants, and
I've got because I was just
He watches it. They see him in the comments all the time. He never comes on. It's the first time he's come on. I appreciate it. Thank you. Even though you don't like me, that's fine.
Oh no! We'll stop it, man. Honestly,
I'm
pretty sure the last show he was on was my show, and he didn't like me either. Then, so it's okay. Well, you're in good company, bro.
Never like the hosts. Never
like the host. But no, I love Alex. I
honestly want to show what I'm trying to talk about, because the thing is, it's been frustrating for me because I just want to show, because there's a lot of things. I mean, I kind of got my mind was made up after that Carabao Cup, the second leg. My mind was made up after that we were just not that great, and I sat there and thought this is going to take quite a while.
See, honestly. There he is. What's your answer for him, Alex? Do Wolves have a stronger squad than us? Yes or no?
Did we strengthen the squad in January? I'm not too sure about that. Do you have Wolves have a stronger squad? I think Wolves have an identity. So I think they are stronger in terms of knowing how they play and understand how they are as a team. At the moment, Tottenham don't know how themselves as a team at the moment. I think we're struggling on that part.
So you would say, like, maybe not better man for man, but overall, as far as balance is concerned, they have a better squad.
Yeah, because they know and they don't rely on just one
player.
Clip
that, Cody Mack. Clip that, Cody Mack. On one player. Because Clip that, Cody Mack.
I call Tottenham Kane FC for a reason. I call Tottenham Kane FC for a reason.
Because too much. It's too much. I can't take it.
But I call Tottenham Kane FC for a reason, because when Tottenham lose Kane, it's like, well, we've lost Kane. What do we do? And that's where the status quo is, isn't it? Really,
I think Kane has an importance for this team, Alex. I don't know, but calling it Kane FC, I'm not too convinced about that. I think he does have his own importance in the team. I think we function better with him than without him, just because he brings that creativity that we so badly lack in our team right now. But in regards to Wolves, I think Wolves, regardless of the change of managers, they've kept the philosophy of the way they play throughout. So whoever comes in with the players that Mendes has been providing them, it's easy to maintain that philosophy. So all the managers have done, they've gone from one manager to another playing the same way of football. We've gone one manager to another playing a complete different contrast of football. We've gone from champagne football to where's he gone? We've gone from champagne football to pragmatic football. Players who've had to adjust in
their clueless football.
Yeah, but Wolves have maintained it. They've maintained it under Nuno. They've maintained it under this guy.
Do you know what else, Iggy? Wolves have got the midfield and the attack to play that system.
I love Wolves' midfield.
Neves is the player that I've wanted at our club for so long.
Spurs don't have the players to play Conte's system. So this is what I was saying. Like I was saying it last month. What Conte's doing. Okay, so there's two ways you can do it. You can either say, this is the philosophy, this is the way I'm going to do it, I'm not changing it, and once my players come, they'll slot in, the rest of the players are used to the system, and that's it. Boom. Then you'll see the rewards of it.
That's Conte.
That's what Pep did. Pep came to the Premier League, he brought his philosophy, everyone slated Pep, he didn't win the league, he came fourth, all the journalists said, you can't play that football, this is the Premier League, yada, yada, yada. He brought his players in, and then he broke the record for the most amount of Premier League points and won the league and destroyed every single journalist. The other way you do it is what Harry Redknapp did. He looked at the squad and said, right, how do I play to your strengths? That's what I'm going to do. So there's two ways you do it, and it looks like Conte's doing it.
Conte has his way.
Not Pep football, but he's doing it that philosophy. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to take hits along the way. We're going to lose games, but once I get my players, you'll see what this system's about. And I think that's what we're doing. That's how it looks to me.
So do you think Bentancur and Kulusevski were Conte signings then?
Yeah,
I never know with us. I never know.
Yeah,
I think they're Paratici signings. If I'm going to be honest, I think
I think they're Paratici signings. But the thing is, though, Paratici, it's normal in Italy for the managing director to have control over that. Anyway, from what I've heard.
Him and Conte get on
in line with the manager, though.
Exactly.
It's in line. These guys, don't forget, it was Paratici that got Conte in. Without Paratici, Conte doesn't come. I'm convinced of that.
Oh yeah,
so those two guys have worked together and they get on together, and they're pretty much in sync, I believe, one with the other. So he would have suggested to Conte, these are the players that I can get in right now. Are these suitable for what you want? Conte would have actually said yes, bring them in. I don't think Conte says no, I don't want them, and he brings them in anyway. It just wouldn't happen that way.
Well, can I answer Luca's question at 10:31 p.m.?
Yes, you can. 10:31.
It's a quick answer. It's a quick answer.
Which is the right way to go?
Right. The answer is there is no right way to go. You just got to trust the manager you've brought in and appreciate you've brought him in for a reason and let him do his job. Give him 2-3 years. If you haven't seen significant process, he's got to go. As long as you've made an effort to back the manager, though, right? So there's no wrong or right. It's like there's no wrong or right system. There's no wrong or right tactic. It's can you make it work to get results, and that's what it comes down to.
I still stick by what I say though, that we're not good enough to get into top 4 though, and because of that reason, because we're not going to get 70 points or more. Because the thing is though, we're just relying on other people to mess up, and I don't like that. I think if you're a good team, you don't worry about that. You don't worry about your team.
Alex,
teams are going to mess up.
I'll tell you one thing though. The way this team looks to me now, and the players that he's got out, we look like we're a very hard-working team. So if we get top 4, it's because we're going to grind it out. Like, they're going to work their arse off. It's not going to be attractive.
No,
but if we get top 4, it'll be because of we outwork everyone else. We outwork the opposition. That's the kind of players I think this squad is. That's how this squad looks to me now.
I agree with you. I agree with you there, because I think there's too much there where I just don't think we're going to be playing pretty football, because we just haven't got.
No, we're not.
It's not because of the players. I think it's just they just don't understand. They haven't got that chemistry yet, and I think that's going to take time.
But
regardless,
this is not Conte's team yet. He's inherited this team, Alex.
It's starting.
Oh yeah, Iggy, that speaks for itself, mate. That's exactly what I'm saying. I understand that as well, but. I can't ignore the things that I've already seen already when I'm talking about us playing at the back, the way that we, interact with each other, the midfield not going past the striker and not trying to help out the attackers to try and score more goals. Because there was so many things that in that Chelsea game where Højbjerg and Wings didn't help out the striker or help out Bergwijn.
Do you know, Alex? With Man United, who you say they're going to make top 4. For me, the difference is right here. If Man United do not make top 4, it's because of Rangnick. If Spurs make top 4, it's because of Conte. That's where the difference lies.
Well, I
think United have a better squad, more quality in that squad. They have world-class players in that squad even. My question mark is on that manager. And I think if you switch the 2 managers over, I think Conte would easily make top 4 with Man United.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And I think Rangnick will fail even with Tottenham. So I'm not too sure Rangnick's gonna. He's the only question mark I have over that Man United team, not them making top 4.
They've got match winners: Cavani, Ronaldo, Pogba, Bruno. They've got match winners.
They've got match winners. Is Rangnick going to mess it up though? Still,
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think they've got. Sorry, Alex. I just think they've got more match winners than us. That's all.
I think also as well that you've got to think about as well that I don't want to say it because it's
say it, Alex.
Say it, bro. Clip it, Cody. Clip it in advance.
I think, unfortunately, Pochettino's definitely. Well, I think they should have got him already. To be honest with you, I think that they're just bottled in. As far as I'm
Alex,
concerned.
you got to let him go, man. Yeah, let him go.
No,
If you love him, let him go.
Will, it's not me not letting go. It's not me letting go. I'm not saying that because that ship sailed a long time ago. If you watch my channel, I've said that already. So I don't, I don't need to repeat it.
That's why I said it.
Well, I've said it already on my channel, so I don't need to say it. I don't need to say it again. Do you know what I mean? But my point is that by hook or by crook. Well, should I say that? No, I shouldn't say that. At a push, Manchester United will get top 4. I think they've got too many players there, too many good players there, not to get top 4 for me. I couldn't have West Ham be above us again. I can't have that again. I cannot have that. No, that's just a nightmare for me. No, Arsenal not even a worry for me. You know what I mean? They were never going to get 70 points or more. They're a mess, absolute mess. I've got an Arsenal fan behind me, my brother, and he's hating that at the moment. So. Sorry, Arsenal not even a worry for me. I'm not even concerned at all, to be honest with you. I've already told one Arsenal fan already.
I think your brother's sharpening his knife, mate.
Oh yeah. Oh! Don't say that. Don't say that, Iggy. Don't say that, Iggy. We want to keep Shell online.
Say it because I can hear cutlery, and I think he's
eating his dinner. Yeah, but I think at the moment. Yeah, there's just too many questions for me at the moment, I think. But it will be interesting to see how we go on against Brighton in the next couple of months and so, because I don't want to come to any conclusions just yet, though. I can't come to any conclusions just yet. Definitely not.
Sounds good. But man, boys and gentlemen, I really, really don't want to end this stream, this panel. We got to come back together, like the 5 of us got to come back together again sometime.
Yeah, it's fun.
But if I don't leave in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to be a single Will Stewart THFCRants. So, because it's 5:30 in the afternoon here, or maybe almost 6, and I'm not supposed to stream after 4:30. So I've already let this go an hour because of the people that are here. So.
Nice. I had fun. I appreciate you having me on.
No, it's a great time, and I'm going to be doing more shows around this time moving forward. So,
yeah, you too, Iggy. Appreciate it, man. It's great.
Yeah, and I think the more that we do shows together, especially us vocal folk, then maybe there's not as much animosity out there in the world. And when the 5 of us get along, I think that brings world peace. So we got to do it more often.
Anytime, boys. Anytime.
Now we just need to get OC from the Cheese Room on here, and we can make the world collapse. Could you imagine? Will Stewart, Stelios, Alex, caller from the Cheese Room, Sean, Iggy, all on one show? The internet would explode.
I'll wear a balaclava the whole time.
The world would implode. That would be like Thanos, getting rid of half of human race like that. But anyway, guys, everybody go around the room, promote your shows, promote your channels, let everybody know where they can find you, when they can see you next, and then we'll close this puppy out. Mr. Iggs.
We are Tottenham away with Stelios. We've got our next show coming up on Monday evening. As per normal, we'll be discussing the game and many other things. Many other things regarding what happened over the weekend, and again on Tuesday we're with United Spurs of America with our American lads, Jacob and Michael. We'll be discussing many other things to do always Tottenham. So yeah, guys, lock us in and make the note of your diary. 8:00 Monday night for our show, and
8:30.
It's 8:30. I beg your pardon, 8:30. I've been corrected. 8:30 p.m. Lock in. It'll be as always Monday night shows. Don't watch Monday Night Football. Watch Monday Night Show with us.
And Mr. Sean, where can people find you at? When can we find you next?
You can find on my channel is Spurs Talk Show. Will all one word, Spurs Talk Show. If you put the spaces in between, sometimes you might find San Antonio Spurs content, and we don't want that. So go to Spurs Talk Show and on at Spurs Talk Show on Twitter. My next show is tomorrow lunchtime, 1:00. I'm with Dave from the Irish Hotspur and one other mystery guest. I don't know who that is yet. I just say that because I haven't figured it out. That's 1:00 tomorrow. You can also find me on a bunch of different channels like Tottenham Tantrum Gold, Irish Hotspur. I'm doing the We Are Tottenham TV studio stuff in a couple of weeks as well. I'm a bit of a whore around the community.
We've all done it, my friend. We've all done it.
Spurs Talk Show is where it's my channel. So
Spurs Talk Show. Good to everybody go find him out. And you can find him over on the Irish Hotspur too, and other places across Spursdom. Next on the list is Mr. Stelios.
Yeah, same as Iggy. Tottenham away. He's already told you when you can watch us, but I will be doing the watch along for the FA Cup on We Are Tottenham TV. So Tottenham TV channel. So watch along, after show review, and then the fan call in. I'll be doing that. So I'll probably be at their studio till fucking 3 in the morning again.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun.
Hopefully we win, because if not, it's going to be depressing, man.
Yeah.
And then one of my...
We will do it. We will do it.
Yeah.
Difficult game. I think
Brighton are good.
Alex, don't say it, man. We will do it. And if I say we will do it, we'll do it.
Iggy,
listen to a world champion.
We don't live in,
you got to listen to a world champion.
Iggy, not make believe land here. Come on.
Did I say we all Euro champion as well?
Is that? I thought that was Cody celebrating the 2-0 win against America.
Yeah, probably.
Cody Mac.
It was like a World Cup final, wasn't it?
Yeah, Cody, that's what you get when you qualify for the World Cup, right there, Cody. Go out far and get it. That's what you get.
Why did
I had to just drop it.
Go get it.
Why did I open my mouth?
Go get it.
It sounds like Alex. Do you think Brighton are going to beat us?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
They can beat us.
Oh my God!
I'm not listening.
There you go. He said it can be us. He said it can be. Can be.
Listen, in Alex's defence, I have been raving about Brighton for the past 3 or 4 weeks, and I brought up Brighton every time we lost to Chelsea.
Cody
I always
Mack.
raised Brighton.
Cody Mack said that Brighton was getting top 4 in a stream back. If you go back and watch a stream on my show back in the day, he said he actually bet me. Remember,
he's
that
wrong?
was the time still when he
wrong.
bet me. He said you want to make a bet that Brighton finished higher than us, and I said, yeah, sure. What do you want to bet? And you're like, let's bet like a case of beer or a crate of beer or whatever, like a pallet of beer. You remember that stream?
Listen. I'm gonna let you. I'll let you two sort that one out, right? But I'm backing Alex. I'm not saying Brighton will win. I think it's going to be
it'll be a close game.
It's a tough game. Tottenham are going to
They're going to come at us. They're going to come at us.
And that is tailor-made for Tottenham. Let them come to us.
Listen, I think deep down we'll do it. I do think we'll do it, but I think it's going to be bloody close though.
Yeah, I think we'll do it on the break, on transitions. I think we'll beat them on transitions, but
there's no replay.
But
there has to be a winner. There has to be a winner.
That's what I'm saying. But
Brighton
know how to dominate the ball. They know how to play possession-based football.
Didn't you say penalties earlier, Alex? You called penalties, right?
I don't know about penalties.
Tottenham will do it under the light. Under the lights, the stadium will be rocking.
Yeah, 2-0 for sure.
Listen.
Come on, it's an evening game, isn't it? It's a night game, isn't it?
Yeah. Iggy,
it's the first night game in I don't even know how long. I don't remember Spurs playing on a Saturday for God knows how long.
Yeah, but Iggy,
3 p.m.
I'm going to the game. I'm actually going to the game. So
Chelsea was a night game.
It's a night game. 8 p.m.
Chelsea wasn't a night. Oh yeah, it was midweek. Yeah.
The cup game was Chelsea in the cup was a night game.
Hang on, isn't Brighton an evening game? 8 p.m. Yeah,
8 p.m. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I'm hoping that we do win. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to the game. So
I know you hope we win, but do you think we'll win?
I don't know.
Alex.
I think.
Alex, did you say you hope we win because you're going to the game, not because you want us, to win anyway?
Yeah, we know what you meant. I'll listen to them, Alex. I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
But Alex, I do want to promote your show, but man, you got to get people to come on your channel too. Like invite us. I'll come on your show anytime, dude. You send me the invite, I'll come on anytime. But you got it because it's got it. That's where you get. That's when you're at your best. Like I know you're good when you're by yourself as well, but when you're bouncing off other people, dude, you are box office.
Yeah,
and that's how your channel grows. That's how to grow your channel.
I understand, but at the moment, At the moment, I'm doing it on my own. I'm much happier, and also it's getting my thoughts out as well, which is very, very important.
That's fine. That's fine. But anytime you want, I'll be here. Just send me a DM. I'm good. I'll be there.
I would put my hand up, but I know you don't respect me, so it's okay.
Sure, stop being silly.
And Will, he doesn't like you. I mean,
I'm just saying.
More times is gonna get...
You got to bring on the people you don't like, though. That's why I bring Cody Mack on as much as I can. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean. I will say this. I mean, thank you for letting me promote. I mean, I don't like just because
no, plug yourself, man. In fact, I'm going to put the link to your channel in the chat because your channel should have more subscribers than it does. I'm lucky to have what I have.
Hey,
you deserve more. So,
Alex, if you ask Sean nicely, he'll get that guitar behind him and start playing something for you as well. That's all extra. You get football.
And you want me to make you a logo, man, or something?
I'm gonna play RESPECT.
You're just an A, bro. You're just an A on YouTube, man.
I'll see.
You know what? Get that guitar now and play some RESPECT.
Mate, Alex's logo has got to be that big smile, man. That big smile. That's got to be the logo.
Yeah,
exaggerate.
I put the link. I put the link in the chat. Everybody, click over there and go subscribe to Alex's channel.
Thank you for doing that. Well, you didn't need to do that, but thank you for doing that. Thank you.
Oh no, yeah, I did. I think you look 122 subscribers. That's criminal, man. It should be at least 800.
I appreciate that.
At a minimum.
I appreciate you, Will. I appreciate you, Sean, because you allowed me on your show, Sean. We had a good debate.
It was good fun, man. It was great fun.
Yeah, and Will
now, man. Now you're saying you like them.
Iggy, and still, I respect you anyway. So that's what I'm saying. And I have to also say a big shout out to.
He appreciates.
Ellie.
Doesn't respect.
I have to shout out to Ellie. Because
I know, man. We got degraded.
Ellie, I've got to shout out to Ellie because Ellie's a good sport. She likes debating and she doesn't take it. She doesn't take it offense by it at all. I have to say to her,
I respect Will. I respect Ellie. I respect Sean.
I respect everyone. I respect.
I appreciate
Will,
you, Alex.
And I appreciate you,
Cody. But Iggy and still, I appreciate you.
I don't mind you guys. I don't mind you. Everyone else. I've got a lot of love for you, Will.
I appreciate you coming on the show, but I respect everyone else.
Yeah. All right, guys.
It's Alex THFC.
Alex THFC. Link is in the chat.
If we don't get off, Will's gonna get divorced, man.
You guys are gonna get me in trouble, man.
Go. Cheers, guys.
Folks at home, next time we'll be streaming will be right after the Chelsea Brighton match for the FA Cup. We will be doing our late night THFCRants show. Also, too, I'm gonna try to get in at least one of these 1 p.m., 2 p.m. shows for me each week moving forward for the rest of the season. This one's been a lot of fun. It's good to have people up on the show when everybody's not asleep. So. Thank you guys for watching. We had, I think, like 110 was like at the peak or something like that. So thank you very much. Like the stream. If you haven't already, stay strong, stay Spurs. And when will we see him, Alex? You watch enough of my shows. When will we see him again?
I can't remember.
Next time.